Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Premier Gaming Call of Duty Invitational Open, presented by Tournament Kings. I'd really get very far there, Iberia. My name is TJ. You're here to catch everything I don't.
Yep, and hopefully we're going to be catching the start of the first match here of the tournament. Of course, this is going to be the tournament proper. Last week we had the tournament showcase. We're going to be going through 7 best-of-3s today. We're going to be starting off here with Tournament Kings Inc. versus a Troubled Few.
Yeah, I'm actually going to stop you there. Your mic's peaking quite a bit. So if you could, and that's on me, I should have made sure that we did a more thorough mic check ahead of time. But I'm going to poke you. Fix your gain. Welcome to game. Uh-oh. We'll balance it. Welcome to game. As you said, a Troubled Few over on the left side, Tournament Kings the right. This is round 1 of the bracket, so it's going to be TDM first, and then we'll move into Search and Destroy for the rest of everything. We're starting things off on Standoff, I believe it's called. No, wait, that's the other map. Fire me. We're starting things off on the worst map that everyone hates, apparently except for a Troubled Few, because they set it as their home map.
Well, luckily for them, they seem to be having pretty good success here in the early stages of the game, 8-3 already, but I'm just interested to see how it develops early on, because this is just sort of a warm-up round. This is going to be the first team deathmatch round. This is how we're going to start off every single match. Then we go into as many matches of Search and Destroy as it takes to figure out who's the best team in the best of 3. So up to 3, really. It's not as many as it takes.
Right, so round 1 on the bracket for every single game will be TDM. And then once we get to the second round of play, we'll shift over to Search and Destroy. As you said, we're starting off pretty strong for the Troubled Few boys. They're actually doing remarkably well. 13-9 to start things off. Not an incredible scoreline, but the spawns have flipped a couple of times, and they're still in control, which is pretty impressive. And Killshot, I think, has run out of ammo, and he's just running around shanking people, which is very messed up.
He's doing his best.
I think he's out of ammo, but he's already gotten 2 kills by knife. Finally, Water Snake takes him down. But he has to work hard at it.
But now he's back. He's got a full mag. What are they going to do? He's already got 4 kills with just the knife. What can he do now that he's got a gun?
He wasn't out of ammo. Mac, he was not out of ammo. He's just
only 1v1 me, scrub.
He's just knife only all day long.
Oh.
You can't do this to the tournament sponsors. I feel like that level of disrespect is fine normally, but if you're playing against the tournament sponsors, you have to show, you know, a level of artificial respect.
Well, now he's pulled out the sniper rifle. I feel like that's enough artificial respect. I'm waiting for him to inevitably switch back to the knife once they've recovered their lead. It's now 24-18, about halfway through the match, exactly halfway at this point. If it's going to be ATF who take it. And I like their performance a little bit more this time. Last time during the tournament preview, they got rolled over a little bit, but it seems like the first round is changing their fates. Yeah,
this was something we were really excited about with the ATF. Oh my God, Killshot! What was that? Did he just dodge bullets?
TJ, if you dodge a run, you can dodge any bullet. I thought we learned that.
Killshot, you weeb? Ah, finally doesn't work for him.
Gets punished for his crimes against humanity.
That was upsetting. I legitimately don't know how that worked.
I just want to follow him the whole time. He's just going back to the knife. Now he's got the sniper rifle out. All right, it's no longer any fun. Oh, nope, there's the knife again. He takes it back up. All right. We can continue following him, TJ. It's still happy and fun. One of the interesting things we're finding, and this is something that you and I discussed privately, not even a flamethrower enough to take down Killshot.
He had the purifier. Oh, dear. Killshot, actually, fun fact, played by Will Smith in this esports tournament. The only thing that can stop him is a younger version of Killshot, who will be cloned by an evil scientist.
Unlike that, TJ, this would actually get positive ratings and might make a profit.
Gemini Man in theaters now. Go see it, please. Because nobody else is.
38 points on the board here for ATF so far, and honestly, I hope Killshot keeps playing like this throughout the tournament. But what we were talking about privately when we were first picking up the game was that this map is just sniper heaven, and it looks like that's the case. Both teams going for at least 2 on each side, so I think every single ATF game is just going to devolve into sniper v sniper whenever they get their home map.
Killshot. Yeah, so here's my problem. Crossfire, which I remembered, by the way, is the name of this map, not Standoff, although in my defense they are remarkably similar conceptually, even though the words are very different. Anyway, Crossfire, if you play the side buildings, can get to be a close-range match. 99% of the time you're on this map, though, it is just 2 groups of people standing on opposite sides throwing sniper rifles at each other. And that's, like, a bit much for me. 46 points on the board if you're tracking it. Of course, the win score is 50. Turtle will contribute 1 of those, and this is actually pretty close towards the end. That's a comeback.
The knife for the end of the round, TJ.
I wouldn't have it end any other way. Killshot closes things out with a knife, and you've got 1-0 up to a troubled few as things close out on map number 1.
I want to check out this KDA at the end of the game once the stats load in, because Killshot, I think it was negative in the end.
Was it really?
I think it was. Because every time I was looking at him after the beginning round, he'd just be running around with a knife, being like, I got this, I got this, I got... All right, respawn, I got this, I got...
He clearly thought it was a viable strat. Here's your scoreboard. Killshot, 10 and 10, dead even.
I was close, TJ. I was close.
Dead even.
Second highest fragger on the team, but turns out the knife strap might be viable. I kind of hope this is his version of like a legitimate strategy for this map. I'm not saying it's not. It's probably. I want to say it's not, TJ. Look, TJ, I'm ever the optimist. You know this. And honestly, if Killshot can make it work as the knife main as part of the ATF squad, a troubled few, I don't have any troubles with that one.
I'm a very troubled boy right now. I'm going to throw it over to us, though, because we didn't really have time to start things off in detail. I got my haircut, by the way. That's right. A big deal that's happening in my life. We're going to be able to get into game number 2 in a moment. Of course, it'll still be TDM. The entirety of round 1 will be TDM. Then we're going to move into the second bracket round, and we'll switch over to Search and Destroy for all of the games. However, though we're going to TDM in a moment, it will be TDM on the home map for Tournament Kings, which is slightly better for them. And given that that match actually, despite what Killshot was doing, was remarkably close, I have hope.
I have hope if the knife isn't the main strategy for Killshot.
Oh dear. Welcome to game number 2. I'll keep an eye on Killshot's sharp blade. Oh,
is it just me or is it the same map?
Yeah, I don't know if that means they both have the same favorite map, or if that means that it was... We're going into it, so I assume they just both have the same home map. That's exciting.
Okay. Look, I'm going to be honest with everyone watching right now. I have no idea why you choose Crossfire as your favorite map. Why would you practice this? If you know you're going into a tournament where you get to choose the map, why would you choose this of all maps to practice? It's like you being like, oh, I can eat anything today. I think I'm going to eat rancid fish. I think that really sounds like what my stomach is craving most. And that's Crossfire. Crossfire is the rancid fish of Call of Duty maps.
Too close. Fight harder. We lost the lead.
So,
what is
see how this goes this time.
What is the Brooklyn pizza of Call of Duty? The question begs.
Nuketown, maybe?
I think that's a controversial opinion. I think Shooting Range is my favorite map right now. But
well, you said Brooklyn pizza, and I just assumed you meant something that was hyped up but was really just pretty mediocre and middle.
Okay, I didn't realize. New York pizza as well.
Very bad at it now, because I know there are 2 things New Yorkers get pissed off about. It's traffic and people insulting New York food.
Yeah, I think you're in trouble now. Okay, map number 2. We've actually started things off favoring Tournament Kings. They've been able to get a lead in the early half of it, but we're starting to see things turn right back. A lot of that is off of this middle of the map control. Moonlight and Turtle worked their way up halfway and just started spamming all the fires.
And if you, like me, have an unhealthy obsession with high kill shot, you're going to see that he started off with a sniper rifle, got 3 kills in quick succession, then was like, okay, it's time to play with a knife. And like many children learn, playing with knives will only get you hurt, as he gets taken out almost immediately after making that decision.
So now he's back to the sniper, wall spamming away for a free kill. 14-11, lead over to TK Pays.
I'm happy that we're actually seeing the LMG coming out here. Ninja, for one, as is TKPays.com is actually his full name. I respect that level of dedication.
Excuse me, that is TK Pays 0com. We do not interpret here, we are literal.
Okay. TK Pays the number 0 without a slash through it. I feel like that's mildly. TK Pays 0com, OCOM, is also using the LMG. Are you happy?
Yeah, and I'm keeping my eye towards Asterix Ninja. Asterix, because I'm really interested to see how they happen to use this LMG.
Well, because I feel like the LMG was something we also discussed early on in the game, and I think this is one of the maps that can actually get good out of it, where there's a lot of situations where the assault rifle, sniper rifle, or the SMG are just straight up better. Close quarters, you just want to dump a bunch of rounds into them. You can go for the SMG. Longer range, the assault rifle or the sniper rifle, perfectly adequate, even better. What does the LMG excel at? You can just change up your range. You can lay down tons of fire downrange and not have a huge detriment to you. So I like seeing that the LMG is in here just as a personal fan favorite of mine, because it's a fun gun to use. I like to have slim justification in using it only.
So I was watching in one of the other tournaments that was being broadcast by me. Follow me on Twitter. I was watching some of the top teams kind of consider the LMG, and it was getting used on my favorite map, Shooting Range, because Shooting Range has a lot of narrow plywood walls. And you know what's great for narrow plywood walls? Infinite bullets.
One of our favorite things to do is see how many wallbang kills we can get with the LMG, with the FMJs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like on some maps it's actually more reliable to just stay behind the wall and be like, okay, I'm safe from them, but they are not safe from me, and just open fire through the wall.
Yeah. And in general, the LMG isn't being used in competitive play. Because, like, we're having a lot of fun with it, but I feel like, full disclosure, we're not great. Whereas the top-level teams typically are running, like, 2 sniper rifles, full SMG, and 1 LMG. That's kind of it.
Right.
And if you have the LMG, which not every team does, then you're using it to hold set points, spam specific angles. And I think that's kind of fascinating, because when I was watching kind of high-level play initially, sorry, I'm watching Moonlight have tremendous trouble with geometry. When I was watching some of the other teams, like in PC Call of Duty, that's not a strat that's run. Whereas in mobile COD, it's balanced such that at least at the start, people are experimenting with the idea of having an LMG to hold some specific angles.
Right. Thus far, we haven't seen it used quite like that, but it looks like TK Pays 0com. Good lord, that is hard to say, TJ. But TK Pays 0com was having some success with that strategy, and it looks like it's paid off for his team so far, because Tournament Kings Inc. just 2 kills away from the win here. All 5 members remaining. There goes Asterisk Ninja! Asterisk. Second to last kill.
Your mic peeks off the face of the planet every single time you say that. This should be it. TK Pays has everything he needs, and the team does as well. 1 more kill away. And if they get it, then we're good to go. That would be the end of the tournament. And Muted for Life just got it, so we're tied up 1-1.
Tournament Kings Inc. with a great turnaround map there. Didn't see the knife come out more than a few times there. And it didn't seem quite as effective this time. So it seems like everyone's shaked off the rust, gotten into the tournament mode. We've got a tied-up series coming into the third game. But before that, I mean, let's talk about this.
Yeah, so still, again, TDM. We're going to play round 1 of the tournament on TDM. After this best of 3, every single game will be... Save me. Search and destroy. Thanks.
Yes, indeed.
So, for now, we're kind of getting the bearings, and I actually kind of like that because it's a good starting point for these teams. If you're able to win or lose a TDM match, I think that's a very good benchmark for the quality of your team as just an initial filter. Pure fragging, nothing else.
It does give you that bare minimum entry, because one of the problems we saw in the tournament preview, at least, was that some of the teams, specifically Machine Gun Nest, were just typically better fraggers.
Yes.
And
this exposes that. This is pure fragging, nothing else.
Right. This does give us that little sieve through where it's like, if you can't frag, you can't really make it to round 2. And that's when you get the communication leads. That's when you see communication become the large deciding factor in these rounds, rather than just pure mechanic.
So here is your scoreboard at the end of Game 1. Shout out to the owner of the TKPays0com account, because he went off that game.
Yeah, 15-6. LMG seems to have paid off for him.
The end of it all, we end up with our Game 3 as a result. So this will be down to the wire. Game 3, winner of this moves on in the tournament. There they will play... Hold up, I'm pulling up the bracket. There they will play the winner of Machine Gun Nest versus Team Ferox, which I believe we're moving over to next.
Yep. There's going to be a rematch from the preview as well. Machine Gun Nest did end up winning that one in the initial tournament. And, or well, the showcase, rather. Did win that initial showcase. But the first kill of the game has gone down. Eki Yakov and Muted in Life both taken out in the first few seconds of the match. So ATF coming in with some renewed vigor. 4-0 so far on the kills, but now they're getting some return shots back off. Oh no, kill shots back out with a knife, TJ.
Okay, but I'm just watching Brett, and he was like a little bit lost. We're good now. There was a moment. Oh no! Brett spent like a minute getting to his ideal sniping position, and then just got railed by Turtle.
Uh-oh. Kill shots going around. Looking for Muted in Life. Oh! Muted just turns around and snipes him. It's a problem if you just try and run up on someone with a knife.
I feel like Killshot, given that his team just got brought to a map 3, might be being a little bit overconfident here.
just a teen. Taking this a teen's laissez-faire for my taste, because the score is tied up both for the match and for the round. But ATF's going to finally tell him to get back on that sniper rifle, and he's going to try and provide some zone control. They're just keeping this top side of the map up the ramp. And no flanks coming out just yet from TK Pays. As I say that, TK Pays 0com coming around the corner, going to be trying to take out Coop Kid. They're just going to be passing. Finally, Coop Kid will take down TK Pays. Now they regain control of this side of the map, but it looks like a flank might be coming out here from Eki and Water Snake.
Water Snake pretty far forward towards the spawn, and already able to have a lot of damage just into the back line as people come back in. I think this is just going to end up flipping the spawns if they get 1 or 2 more kills here. And I believe that
they were able to find Turtle. Still alive. Last one is kill shot. He wasn't able to find a knife kill. Shocking. 18-14 does flip the spawns, as you said, TJ. So now ATF going to have to find a way to set up on the other side of the map.
Is this really the play? I kill shot, spend the entire game trying to get knife kills? Because I kind of giggled at you when during game 1 I was like, oh, it's super disrespectful, and you were like, nah, it's like a legit strat. But I think he thinks it's a legit strat.
No, TJ, it could be.
No, I kill shot. Don't do this to me.
But TJ, consider what makes a better highlight reel. Knife kills in competitive play. Or sniper kills in competitive play.
Sniper kills, because it makes you look like a serious competitor. You know, if I go in,
Yeah, but if you
I'm
get,
applying very impressive. It shows off my skill as a builder, but it wouldn't get me hired.
why? You never know. It could be an artisanal building company. If you want an artisanal gaming company here for COD Mobile, iSkillshot is ready to give you his highlight reel of knife-only kills and the occasional sniper rifle headshot.
There are the sniper rifle headshots at range. He's actually worked up quite a few this time round. Coop Kid now leading the way with 14 kills of his own. That's been off of rifle play. He's been pushing up along the side areas, the buildings, and getting a lot of work done that way.
Oh, Killshot, no. Stop running around with the knife. We're serious about this one, buddy. This is a problem. 34 to 28. ATF still have the lead, so he's still able to pull this off, but for how much longer before it becomes a true detriment to his team? TJ, you're arguing that it's already a detriment. He got sniped without use of the knife, but now kill score is almost tied up, 32 to 34. TK is getting so close to winning this round. Really, ATF needs to bunker down and figure out a way around their strategy right now. At the moment, they just continue to be getting picked off on this cross-map play.
Yeah, so a lot of that was one single side flank that, like, worked out. Brett, my man, my good friend, Brett, what... This is not a good angle to be shooting an SMG from.
Through a wall, no less.
Oh my god, it's winning versus Killshot.
Who has a sniper rifle, I'd like to point out.
Oh dear. The household is mostly in Water Snake's hands. That starts to go wrong. Coop Kid, though, is absolutely fragging out. He's had a good game one, and then this game in particular has been very, very well done for you.
One of their top fraggers in the tournament as well is going to be able to take out Water Snake. So just 6 kills remaining on the side of ATF. And looks like Coop Kid trying to get all of them by himself. He's gotten 2 in a row now. 45 to 36 is the score total. And he might be able to find Eki as well. Water Snake gets eyes on him, but will he get a trigger on him? Doesn't look like he will. Coop Kid, I was joking about solo carrying the round, but it's 49 kills left. If he can find just one more.
There we go.
Water Snake, the last one to fall, as Coop Kid rings in the game with 24 kills.
Hold down that fire button and get ready for the next round of the bracket. There's your 2-1, a troubled view advance over Tournament Kings. And on the plus side, they're also presenting this tournament. So even though this team got eliminated in round 1, we're incredibly grateful for their contributions to our entertainment. Mostly in that last game, but also definitely by allowing this tournament to run.
Exactly, and they'll get to be mentioned throughout the rest of the tournament as being the sponsor. So really,
you're right. The real
really
winners.
They're the winner.
Here is your scoreboard at the end of that game. Coop Kid, definitely the firm name to talk about out of that. Just casually getting 24 kills, only 7 deaths real fast. You can't really ask for a better performance from any player.
No, that was kind of disgusting, TJ. I'm going to be honest. It gets to the point where you can't talk about it without being detrimental to the other players on the team and sort of BMing them a little bit, because it's like he got almost half the kills by himself.
Killshot running around with a knife while Coop Kid was doing business, taking care of things. It's not really...
That's what Killshot's going to say after the game. I know if I were him, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be like, well, Coop, the only reason you got all those kills was because I was keeping them distracted with the knife play.
He's in the Twitch chat, quote, "Don't hate, slice and dice."
I respect you, Killshot. TJ may not agree with your ways, but I sure as hell respect them.
I don't think you're right, but it is very fun to watch you be mildly wrong. Keep using the knife. I can't wait to see what happens next. We're going to go to a quick break. When we return, I believe we will be moving down the bracket to our next game, which will be Machine Gun Nest versus Team Ferox. Don't go far. When we return, the rest of the Premier Gaming Call of Duty tournament presented by Tournament Kings. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Premier Call of Duty tournament. My name is still TJ, and we're into game number 2 of the evening. This will be against, or between, Machine Gun Nest and Ferox. Funnily enough, the word nest cuts off, so it is literally just the word machine gun. I'm a giant fan of Team Machine Gun, and we are on to my favorite map, which I believe is called Shooting Range. But I could be incorrect, as I have been incorrect about everything this evening.
Oh boy. Some frags coming out hard and fast, TJ.
Of course, it is worth noting we're still in TDM. Again, this entire round 1 will be TDM. We move to Search and Destroy after that, but our kind of round 1 culling, our murder of all the teams in the bracket, is in TDM.
That's just summing up some rather grisly images in my mind, TJ, so thanks for that.
You don't like murdering all the teams in our bracket?
I was imagining them just all being dropped through like a shredder. Being like, okay, this one's still alive, pull it out, toss it into the round 2 of the bracket.
It's actually exactly how I think brackets work, so I don't see what the problem is here.
Well, that's slightly disturbing and macabre, but that's fine. So is the death of Golden Sky Drago. He was trying to get behind the enemy lines, but didn't seem to be working out for him, and it looks like the 98 is trying the same thing. Something he tried during the tournament preview as well.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on Zuki, and let me tell you, they are playing the game of their lives right now. I think they've yet to die. No, they died once at the very start of the match. And they're just hitting shot after shot, great movement around these corners. This is what you look for in a TDM game.
Oh, he's looking good, corner peek there. He looks at the 98 now, might be able to find him. 98 still alive at this point. All the teammates are dropping around Zuki, but as you said, he's still alive. Only 3 frags to his name so far, but... Oh, grenade takes him out.
What a throw!
They were sick of him.
Where did Cutie throw that from? They knew there was someone at the end of that hallway. Downtown? You're gosh darn right. Now they run in through the fire and flames and into the back lines of the enemy team. It's an easy slaughter on the attack from Machine Gun, and that brings them to a point lead, 14-13.
15-13 is the score, and now is an incredibly close game. Looking for the flank, maybe, is Machine Gun Nest's strategy they've tried multiple times. They should have the man advantage at this point. Now that they're spawning to the side, they pick off 2, might be able to find a 3rd, and Looney, good pincer maneuver from them, is going to be able to pick up 3 kills in quick succession. Having them a healthy lead so far. Not even, actually, we're halfway through already.
Watch Wub Zidum as he plays this corner right here. He's been having a... Oh no, he activated his shield by accident. He can't do that. I appreciate the sportsmanship. He kills himself. I guess that's the right thing to do. At least it was a shield, so it didn't affect anything when he did it.
Yep.
I appreciate the honesty. He pressed the wrong button.
I appreciate that we caught that on camera. That was a rather valiant act.
If we... Nobody would have known.
He was just plain scoping kids there. But, Bub now. Without the shield, going to be going on the sniper mission once again. Maybe able to find someone, but in the meantime, checking out the map, looks like it should be the flank maneuver coming out here once again from Machine Gun Nest. They do it quite often, but will it be successful this time? They have Cutie and Drago on the flank, looking to go into the high building, but Kawhi and Looney there to defend.
Now look at the ranged play from Wub Zidum, just at the very, very far back of the map, near where the A point is on Search and Destroy. I like that he's doing that because it's giving him so much, or it's giving his team so much knowledge in the map. From that one angle, you can see like 90% of it. But of course, they've rather lost that now as they move him forward. Looney gets 2 frags with a knife and almost gets a 3rd.
Not quite able to find it. Wub's going to be able to snipe his way to victory on that one, but off Looney's, well, Looney Rampage. That was bad. That was bad. I apologize.
That's low-hanging fruit. You're saying his
really
play is Looney.
I wanted to call him a Looney tick, but it just didn't work.
Oh my god, the Looney tick.
Sounds like a terrible DC villain or something. Yaha! I am the lunatic.
You'll never stop me. The one
My ability to suck blood from 1 in 3 people. Only those who type AB positive blood will cause doom for Gotham.
You know what? I think the police could handle this one.
I think Batman needs to get involved at that point.
Yeah, I think the Gotham Police Department's got that one under control. 35-all tied up scoreline, now 37. That's going to be Machine Gun with a very narrow lead that they maintain this entire time.
Should be able to close it out here. The target for this one is 40. So just 3 frags left to end the round. Be very, very careful on this one. 38. Looks like it actually could be ferox taking this one. It's down to anyone. 1 frag remaining for Team ferox. 3 remaining now. And that will be they be able to find it. Zuki just firing down the mid-quarter. Not able to find anyone just yet. But at the end, where are all the firing rounds coming from? Because everyone's hiding out. No one wants to be the last frag here. If they find 1, that might be 2 coming in. Zuki just gets dodged away. Draco doesn't see him. They will take down. It will be the 40. Machine Gun Nest takes out 3 in the space. It should have taken 1 from Team ferox, but they do clutch out. Wait. They do clutch out, I believe.
What a good end to that match. Machine Gun Nest narrowly scraped that out in the last moment. That's really, really cool to see.
Got really confused at the end there.
That was, so, yeah, 1 point away, and they just full choked.
When it popped up?
Yes, when the scoreboard, and it also swapped on this screen. I was know
like,
why.
They clutch out?
No, wait, they fixed it being swapped on this screen. It's normal on this screen, I think.
So
but it's still when it pops up at the very end of the game, or in the round ends in Search and Destroy, it's mixed.
All right. Well, 1 for 2 is not bad. Arguably more confusing.
Machine Gun Nest do have themselves a victory in map number 1. ferox dropped down on firing range. You know, when I called it shooting range earlier, I knew I was slightly wrong. And I would argue that that doesn't even count as being wrong. The difference between shooting range and firing range, like, sue me.
It's a range involving discharging arms.
Yeah.
Something.
Where are you going to shoot your gun? Oh, the firing range. Oh, I don't know what that is. I only know about shooting ranges. Nobody's ever had that problem. Sue me. Oh, yeah. That was a really fun game. That was a really close game as well. In particular, I enjoyed kind of the tactical map holds that were coming through from Machine Gun Nest. They were defining an area and just kind of sitting with it, holding it. It was very cool to see.
I'm enjoying more than anything, personally, seeing the uptick in mechanical plays. As far as the tournament preview last week, we didn't see quite as many just running slides and corner turns and stuff like that. But
that's been something that, in general, not just in this tournament, but in like all of the competitive Call of Duty Mobile I've been watching, has just been improving over like week to week, day to day. People have been getting better and better and better at just the raw mechanics of playing COD Mobile. You're seeing people pull off these crazy plays just because they've had a couple extra weeks to play with it, and 2 months in, everyone is much, much better than they are 1 month in. That's, I guess, how that checks out.
I'm glad to see there's progress.
There was like an intelligent point there, and it kind of trailed off.
The delivery just kind of fell off. It's fine. It's nice getting in the early stages of a game where you can see those kind of mechanical things come out. Because if you look at something like the old Call of Duty, like if you look at Modern Warfare 2 at the end of the competitive scene, it's just like, okay, everything's solved. Yeah. Pretty much. You're not going to see a whole lot of mechanics coming out that are new unless it's like really tiny adjustments. Same with something like Counter-Strike. You'll see different positions, you'll see different map plays, but it's not going to be like, oh, someone just figured out this extra grenade thing. There are just maps that have every possible grenade trajectory into every possible area. It's figured out.
Well, they changed them. That's the secret. And I hope we get to a point with Call of Duty, and they've teased it with the updates we have so far, where we are getting frequent balance patches and just shifts in maps and that kind of thing. Because so far, Call of Duty Mobile has been a really fun experience, like you say, of just people solving the game as it happens. Oh dear. You vanished. The end scoreboard for the last game, I'll fly up one more time because I'd like to make a point. There were more frags over on the ferox side for their top players. Their top players performed better. Not just in 11 kills to 10 kills, but also in deaths. If you look at the KD ratios, Cabbage and Zuki did much better than Leon and QT did, and they're both leading their respective teams. But if you look at the KDA of the bottom players, the 98 is 6 and 7, deficit by 1. Kawaii is 5 and 7. More drastic in second to last, Golden Sky Dragon is tied 8-8. Clash is knocked down 5-10. That's where the difference between these two teams came from. Not in their star players, but in how often their weaker players were dying.
Right. It does seem like Machine Gun Nest definitely have a more balanced roster. This is something that I would say was also present in the preview tournament. Because when we would see them win, it would not always be off the back of the same players. And I said it the last time, and I'll say it again. That's what you want in the ideal team, is something where everyone has the potential to pop off. Everyone has the potential to be that carry. And Machine Gun Nest do seem to have that.
We have been passed a word from the admins, if you're wondering, hey, what's all this pause? Oh. I just realized I'm showing my Discord on screen. But it's good, because I was showing exactly what I was about to talk about. We have been passed word from the admins, if you're wondering why the pause was going on. Due to the fact that operator abilities were used by Machine Gun Nest, ferox have the win, I believe. Did you catch that?
Yes.
So, unfortunately, despite their choke at the very end, the map 1 win will be going to ferox. And that is just because they use those operator abilities, which is an instant forfeit. And there was that cool sportsmanship suicide on the thing, which was, like, really cool to see. But it doesn't undo the fact that you used the ability.
Rules are rules, you know, unfortunately. But I will say, of the ways that could have gone, of the ways you could have erased that mistake, grenading yourself to the face is probably the most fun. Just from an observer, I imagine for him it wasn't very fun.
I have no, because it's gotta feel awful. Because in that moment, you know that you've just messed up.
Yeah.
But you know, things happen, mistakes happen. Lots of players that are new to tournaments, you know, you've been grinding the casual, and so by default, you just hit the button to do the thing, because that's part of the game loop of how you play. And so it's easy to forget. It's not hard. But that's what these opening tournaments are for. That's what the first week of tournaments in any game is for. It's, oh, okay, things are going wrong. We're forgetting how the rules are for the specific mode, that kind of thing. But it's okay, because it's only chance number 1. And in this case, it was only map number 1. There's a repeat. Team ferox did get credit for that map 1. Machine Gun Nest had to forfeit it due to the use of operator abilities.
And honestly, I'm going to say this, and I know this doesn't help for players more competitive than I, which is most of them, but I feel like if you're going to lose a map, one that you won by a single point, it could hurt worse. Because I remember in the first round, the round that was absolutely of the preview, there was an absolutely dominant round where they crushed and had to forfeit because they accidentally used, I believe it was a Purifier. Or no, it was a UAV and a Predator missile.
Yeah. No, that's the kind of... I don't think that makes it... I think it would hurt worse, actually. Because if you stomp somebody round 1, then you're like, that's easy. I don't need to worry about that.
We lost the lead.
Right? We could just do that again. Whereas if it comes down to a single point, I think you're more worried. Either way, they seem to have bounced right back. ferox bring us to a 1-point lead, but it's narrow. Machine Gun Nest are still very much in this game and this series, despite their forfeit on map 1.
The 98 camping a very, very long angle with a very, very scary rocket launcher. But I've seen where this can go, and I'm just hoping he calculates that angle correctly and doesn't hit that corner right next to him.
Yeah,
But
we
he's
saw
gonna
too many
abandon
people
that
kill themselves with rocket launchers during the first tournament.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit scared for him, TJ. I don't want him to have to go through that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It was one of the more traumatizing experiences of that first preview tournament for me as well. So actually, what the 98's doing is super cool. And you might be like, what? TJ, he's not even shooting at anything.
Tied for the lead.
But what he's doing is he's holding an entire side of the map. And even though it's not working right now, what that should do is give his team more flexibility to use the rest of the map. And maybe give him an opportunity to backstep. So, the fact that he hasn't seen anyone will lead to a push. Cabbage is his counterpart. He outfrags him flat, and now has that side of the map pressure going, which is really nice to see. That's the kind of team play I look for.
Yep, and it gives his team time to move up. Golden Sky Drago gets the frag on that one as well. 15-18 though, Machine Gun Nest still down 3 points. Team ferox coming in strong in the second round. Again, this could be the win for them, so Machine Gun Nest really need to pick it up, get their mental back in place, and it looks like they seem to be doing pretty well on that front, if I say so myself.
Look at this, though. This is so passive. Everybody on Team ferox is sitting in the scaffolding second story, right here, and just holding their angles. Not pushing forward, not looking for frags, just sitting in their second story, holding the angles and winning the fights by default. That's really fascinating.
I feel like that's going to get punished.
It should do. The second it becomes apparent that that's what they're doing, it should just be the cue to chuck a whole bunch of explosives in there.
Yeah.
And the second you throw some lethal in there, that should just clean things out. And they have cleaned it out. So I'm excited to see where that goes, because now Machine Gun Nest have a several point lead.
Yeah, just by cleaning that one out, we're going to see Drago playing around on the flanks a little bit here on the scaffolding, making sure nobody can reestablish this point from the other side. Team ferox looking to push as one unit. They're waiting for the last one. Cabbage coming in. Not going to be able to find the frag, though. Golden Sky Drago still alive, still up on the scaffolding. Runs an entire team of Team ferox going to eventually get taken down, but now they know exactly where everyone is inside of Machine Gun Nest, so they might be able to get more frags. 10 points left in the round.
No, that was
Well,
a really good split. So all of Team ferox group tried to push in together, and they just ran into a kill zone. They have just lost a devastating amount of points. That's now 32-24, almost a 10-point lead, worked up off that one push.
Yeah, very,
Leon!
very especially with all those frags coming out there from Leon.
The two-piece in their back lines. He'll join up with Golden Sky Dragon, and they'll keep pushing it further and further forward.
Gonna find yet another 3 more points for the win. Team ferox taking another defensive position on the south side of the map with the 98 coming in, looking for the flank. Not gonna be able to find the frag. 3 more points though, 10-point lead. This one, not quite as close. Team ferox has their work cut out for them. Or they can just start planning for the next map.
Yep, they did win map 1 by default, so should be going the distance, and we will be, as now 40-30 finish, means that we're tied up 1-1.
Well, Bob Zadub with the last frag, and that one with the sniper rifle, able to pick that one up. So Machine Gun Nest, the second round was just significantly more dominating. After they got over that early mid-game hurdle, suddenly there was just a massive lead, and that was based on just pushing out Team ferox from their very defensive turtle position up on that scaffold.
That's really, 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 really fun to see that second game go the way of Machine Gun Nest, and not only go their way, but be in their control from the middle of the map. It felt like, here's your scoreboard, it felt like things kind of fell apart right when Team ferox tried to group. Right when they tried to execute what I think was a set strategy around their scaffolding second story. They grouped everyone inside that scaffolding and tried to play kind of defense near their spawns on that side of the map, which worked really, really well right up until Machine Gun Nest realized what they're doing. And the second Machine Gun Nest realized what they were doing, they didn't even use a whole bunch of the lethal utility I was asking them to. They just pushed in, pre-firing the angles, knowing that they'd have opponents round the corner, and you can just pre-fire the angle and clear it out. Especially that scaffolding is just so thin, you can wallbang the heck out of it. and it was just free kill after free kill, and then there was a 5-point difference. They lost maybe another 5-point difference trying to retake the same area, and then they were behind by 10 points and the game felt over.
Yeah, sticking to that strategy was what ultimately sunk ferox, because once you lose it, find something else. But going back to it is just going to let you get picked off one by one because you're not going in as a full unit, and that's exactly where they're expecting you to go as well. So we'll be 1-1 now as we get into game 3, third game here on firing range.
Yet again, both teams have the same home map. Fascinating. I wonder what's causing that. Okay, so as you said, game number 3. And this will be the decider here in TDM on firing range between Machine Gun Nest and ferox.
Taking it up to the 1-1. Currently a tied up match so far between Machine Gun Nest and ferox, as you said. Let's see what the early setup looks like here from Machine Gun Nest. They might be going some scaffolding themselves, but wow!
Zuki.
That grenade was real successful from Kawaii.
Watch Zuki here, though. He tries to go for a 2-piece and will get dropped by Leon, who's holding this entire bunker side of the map. Cabbage will come up close and finally take him out. So I watched the grenade get thrown right off the bat, and you saw like a really impressive grenade. I saw a grenade just like land off the map amidst the like trees in the mountain. And I watched someone throw it. I think it was Clash, and I was like, "Whoa, that seems like a really cool nade. I wonder where that goes." And the answer was out of the map.
Truly missing the forest for the trees.
I've seen people miss plenty of players with their grenades. I've never seen anyone miss the entire map with their grenade before.
We're still having first here in Call of Duty Mobile.
Well, we're here for it. Cutie holding the high ground here. Look at Cutie in the sniper's nest. They're able to do so much from that position. It's one of the most powerful positions on this map. If either team can occupy it, you have to put significant work towards digging them out. It's no longer Cutie, it's now Golden Sky Dragon in that raised position.
Not quite able to find Kawaii though, but good that they're rotating people around this. They know the objectives they want to defend, they know the positions they want to fortify a little bit, and digging in seems to be successful for them. Good that they're able to rotate their players out, not trying to stick anyone with one specific role for too long. Try and get some damage here under this building. Huge push coming out here from Team ferox. They do currently have the lead. We have 4 versus 2 holding this angle right now, but there comes the grenade. Going to be dodged away there from Cutie. Just like looks like 3 members of Team ferox holding that top side of the map, and a very offensive push there from one buff to get taken down, but Cutie firing away, able to pick up 1 off the back.
Yeah, Cutie over on the bunker side of the map has a couple people near him. But again, this is what I was really enjoying during the first game. This is very intentional from Machine Gun Nest. They have Cutie here. His job is to hold this side of the map, and provided he does, it gives the rest of his team so much more information about where their opponents are.
Given that they're going to figure out, if they haven't already, that Team ferox are camping as 4 on the top side of the map, how do you think they're going to try and flush them out? Do they just go for a flank at this point?
Well, based off our experiences of the last game, you don't. You maybe discover where they are and then let them get bored of it, to be honest. What they should do, what the right strategy is to use a ton of lethal utility. Throw a ton of grenades, rocket launchers, AoE explosions into the areas where you know the easiest hold is, and then push forward with it. Use some smoke grenades to cut off the angles, get up close, use your utility as best you can. But if you just go for fights, you're going to lose, as QD discovers, because they have the angles locked down. You're just running into a death trap.
Right. I think the reason they aggressed was because they were able to eventually take out Kawaii, who was taking that very fortified position where all of Machine Gun Nests were. That may have triggered them to try and go for something more offensive, but as you said, it didn't really pan out. And now Kawaii is just mowing people down left and right. He's able to pick up 2 before he gets taken out. And he seems to be the only member who's going mobile at all. It's this 4-man group defending very heavily this top side of the map. And no one seems to be able to flush them out from Machine Gun Nests. A 6-point lead here for ferox. Finally do take out Kawaii, but they lose 1 in the process. This is a really, really hard position for them to push.
Enemy in sight.
Cuties kind of turning the tables, though, just camping an easy-to-hold angle down the middle of that bunker. That gets him 2 kills for free. Zuki finally answers back, but I think that may be the right tactic to take if you're not comfortable nade rushing your opponents out. Here's Cabbage, though. He went very far forward. I was about to say he's trying to push out, gain some more map control, but then, look, they kind of hit the end of their leash and turn around. The only player that's actively roaming is Kawaii.
Yeah, they seem to be sticking with a strategy and feel very confident in it. Kawhi seems to be able to out-frag and out-maneuver pretty much everyone he's going up against here on this side. So just send him out to maneuver. You know he's effective at it, and send them, keep the rest on the camp. But it seems like they've changed that strategy up.
Spawns flipped, so they had to change the strategy because spawns flipped. So the run back from spawn is no longer through that closed container. It would be down this long corridor of death. And they didn't like their odds, so they seem to be changing where they're stacking. I suspect they'll go back to that 2-story we talked about earlier, using the scaffold in the 2nd-story area.
Does look like they're doing just that, all of them grouping up towards that west side of the map. They have one strategy they want to go for as a team, and that's just pick a spot, fortify it, and don't let anyone move a mile of it. So far, it seems to be working. I'm wondering what would happen, though, TJ, if they just got the frag lead for Machine Gun Nest and then left. Because there is a finite amount of time left in the round. Do you get bored as Team ferox? Do you try and get a few more picks? At the moment, they can just wait it out.
ferox, like, so we're playing with a custom rule set. There are 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. I guess, like, if I am looking at this purely analytically, ferox's optimal way to play this game, and I hate myself for saying this, and I can see the smug look on your face, is to sit in this defensive posture and let the... Because they're not doing anything about it. Machine Gun should be able to beat it, but for now they're not. So ferox, why change up? Sit here for the next 4 riveting minutes of gameplay. And sit in your lead, and at the end of it all, you'll win. That's what they should be doing, given that their opponents don't seem to be able to develop an answer to the strategy.
I mean, they're losing their point lead very slowly.
No, they're not.
But they're able to recover it. I mean, just sit there. They're finally losing it. It's down to 3 from 5, but they're up to almost 30 frags at this point. 40 is the goal, so they just need 10 more from that point onwards.
So, like, the way to win this mode is, or to win against this strat, is just to use a ton of explosive utility, blow your way into the strongholds, and win. Because if somebody's holding exactly the same position every moment of a deathmatch mode, it should be so easy to pre-fire them. It should be so easy to counter-nade them, and we finally see that start coming through. Finally.
It took almost the entire game, but Machine Gun Nest were able to flush them out a little bit, up for the 3 frag lead. 5 kills left in the round for them to win it out. We might be seeing another clutch situation here, TJ, and I really hope it doesn't come down to the scoreboard again, because I will flub it.
Look at how the lead just flips. The second they get to the point in the game where they're like, oh wait, we can just push in because we know where they are and pre-fire them all, they don't just get 1 kill. They get 5 kills real fast, and then a couple extra off the respawns. And in response to it, I will say, ferox, in a truly inspiring spirit of optimism, just go right back to the 2nd-story hold strat. They're doing exactly what worked before, and it will work to their benefit unless we see the execution that just came out from Machine Gun Nest execute again. I'm still not seeing a ton of that explosive utility utilized towards the held positions. This was actually... Look at that cluster play, though. ferox, instead of just holding the 2nd-story, maybe they hear me calling them out on it, psychically, they group their team together and they head off down to their other hold point near the bunker.
Machine Gun Nest could just wait it out. They would win the game here. Just saying. Theoretically. 1:30.
1:30. Oh, Cutie on the defense. Kawaii and Cabbage. Oh, they did it. That was all it took.
Unambiguously pulling the 2-1 out. Machine Gun Nest take down Team ferox in the last few seconds. That was a fun... That was just a fun
it's always
match.
going to happen. So if you're going to sit that defensively for that long, it will always happen like that. Because they're not just going to get 1 kill when they finally break up close. They're going to get all of the kills.
Right.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm triggered.
if they just kept the TJ, I'm just saying if they just kept the lead,
If they
if
if
they
they had
kept
just waited 4 minutes in a single
that.
defensive posture, they would have won.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. I'm the I do play-by-play. I like action moments, but I'm just saying that would have been hilarious if they just sat there the whole time. They're like, well, we know how you're gonna win it, and you're not gonna do it if we're stuck here the whole time and you can't flush us out. So
Team
I'm just gonna
Ferox's
pull out my book
turtle
and,
strat does not work. 2-1, the lead from Machine Gun Nest at the end of the game. Here is your end game scoreboard. And you can see the kill counts again, draw your attention towards the players at the bottom. The reason you might be like, why did Z-Dub lose so much on this map? It's because he was trying to play a sniper, which is, like, great. Props. But when the other team is just turtle stratting, that is real rough. Not a lot of long angles.
Oh, they have it covered. Just constantly getting popped. Everyone else, though, had a great game. I will say.
Okay, 210, his final KDA, which is a bit rough, but as you said, everyone else played much better for his team. How did the 98 only die 3 times and only get 3 kills?
Witchcraft, I have to assume.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit alarming. Alright, we're going to go to a lightning fast break. We'll be back. Delta Force Gaming versus Team Totality. One of the top teams in the scene right now. We'll be coming up next. You won't want to miss it. Do not go far. When we return, the rest of the Premier Call of Duty tournament presented by Tournament Kings.
Why won't you tell me something new? You waited for someone to save you and left me all alone. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall, but the only hurt was me. It's the longest night of my life, and the longest goodbye I can say. I wish you all the best I can. Then I stop myself for a while. I'm saying things I don't believe. The panics rising up in me. You want to tell me something new. You wait for someone to save you and left me all alone. I wanna tell you something new. You throw us both into a wall, but the only hurt was me.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You got me
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We almost had Iberia do the stream via sign language, but he didn't. And we're good. Give me the sign for sick frag. That was rad. Welcome to game between
Dude.
Delta Force and Totality. It is still the first bracket round, so that means we're going to be living in TDM mode.
Yep, we're going to be on Crash today.
Your mic sounds
I'd
much
like to
better
make
now.
a joke about the movie, but the movie itself was a joke, so. That one's done.
You caught me mid-drink of water, and I appreciate that.
Best
Alright,
time to catch it. We knives coming out for DFG. I wish they'd stay as a knife, but I know they won't.
you want to see the full year of I kill shot?
Yes. I want to see that I killed that infected everyone else with the idea that, hey, maybe knives are okay.
So, some background on Team Totality. They have not only played in, they have won a ton of the other tournaments that are going around. So they should be like one of the top teams in this tournament. They should smash it if previous records are anything to go by. When we saw Delta Force Gaming earlier on, they looked remarkably good. Did he just get a knife kill? Cobra just did that. A man ran right through him.
it!
So he goes all the way back down. Okay, anyway. So when we saw DFG before, though, they looked really good as well. So it's really exciting to see both these teams because we've seen DFG dominate in the Premier Gaming tournaments and I've seen Totality dominate in other tournaments. And oh my god, Cobra, you've got to stop being able to walk in behind people.
That was so smooth. I was just watching that. I was like, yeah, casual. No problems. Just walks up, frags two people. And nobody's any the wiser.
And he's still got this, like, super high ground. I don't understand. So the reason he has that rifle as well as a sniper rifle is because he killed the first person that came to fight him. And then he got a double kill with it. And finally gets dug out by Blue Ice. So if Totality don't win this, in my mind, it's an upset.
Okay. Well, so far, get ready to be upset.
I'm always ready to be upset. That's my secret.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always slightly flustered.
But unironically. 22.
Instead of hulking out, you just get a cup of tea and stare angrily.
I mean, I was going to say lie in my bed with the curtains closed. But I suppose,
Only slightly more depressing.
yeah, I don't, you know what? It's that 10% that makes the difference. So we'll go with your version. 18 to 25. Narrow lead to Totality. Delta Force Gaming.
Barely so far, but they are rapidly expanding the lead, TJ.
Yeah. So, once again, Delta Force Gaming are the underdogs in my estimation. But I don't have a very good handle for how good this team is, because I've only seen them, no offense, beating on teams that are much worse.
Right. So, given that you know so much more about Team Totality and you've seen them in other tournaments, and they seem to be handily winning this round so far, what are their biggest strengths? What can other teams capitalize on that might be the potential downfall?
So I would keep a big eye towards Blue Ice. Because, here, let me pull up the KD, I'll be right. Yeah, 12 and 4. He is currently the star of the team, and he always has been. And then, once we get on to Search and Destroy, I'm going to look for teams to be able to disrupt their tactics. Because one of the things this team does really well is they have set strats for specific points. They have very good point-hold coordination. They absolutely dominate in Search and Destroy because of it. In particular, Luis is always pixel perfect at holding specific sides of the map, holding specific angles on the map, being the anchor for the information for his team that then gets passed around. It's really, really fun to see them play Search and Destroy. And I don't know how anyone undermines it, because the only people that have beaten them so far have done so by just doing their tactics, but better.
Okay. Very doom and gloom here in round number 1, but you know
Only
what?
if
Delta
you're
Force
against
Gaming
Team
could surprise.
Totality. What's this caster bias? It's only doom and gloom if you think Totality ought not to win.
Like what you said?
I mean, you're right. Blue Ice will drop finally. Yeah, it's 46 to
Do a
27.
knife kill from Cobra. Knife kill. Knife kill. Coming meta. That's the secret.
that Cobra's
Has anyone
second in the
going up
game?
against Team Totality as they clinch out this round? Has anyone gone knife kill main on them before?
Hold on. No. I had to check the notes for that. But
Well-
no, nobody has ever tried to knife them before.
Could be the solution, TJ. They do pick up round number 1 here against Delta Force Gaming in quite a handy manner, 50 to 30. That was pretty dominating. I understand where the underdog theory for Delta Force comes in, but I'm not going to count out Cobra 21 and his tiny knot gun.
Is that two knife kills in a single round?
I believe it was.
Nice. Very happy to see that
Nice.
performance from. Here is your scoreboard. If you wondered exactly how much Blue Ice led the team by, and he did actually calm down a fair bit. That is 18 to 5 by the end, as opposed to the 12 and 4 he was at a few moments earlier. So, technically, the KD got worse. Lewis.
Yeah, he calmed down. No biggie. As we see the second best KD of the entire tournament.
Look. When somebody goes off like that, you need the rest of your team to sandbag so that he can get more kills.
Oh, I see.
And the fact that his team didn't do that for Blue Ice is honestly very upsetting.
They needed an eye kill shot.
You're right. More knives. Cobra, the man with the 2 knife
Always the
kills,
solution.
climbs out 3rd place over on the Totality side. Or sorry, over on the Delta Force side. They swapped the scoreboard again. Help. He's in
They did.
5th place.
He's Delta
He's
Force,
in
yes.
5 and 7 is his KDA.
I'm going to be honest, TJ. He got
Mhm.
3rd on the scoreboard, but he got 1st place in my heart.
So for anyone that's confused, don't worry, so are we. I don't know why it does this, but every time the round ends, and sometimes when we go to the end game scoreboard, it flips what side the teams are on. And I don't know what I can do about it, because it changes their color as well. So it's very disconcerting. And the only thing I can do is try and keep it straight in my head, and then talk it out to you and hope for the best.
We just end up memorizing player names and what teams they're on.
You might have the memory of a goldfish. You're putting entirely too much on me here.
I was going to say something mean, but I'm not going to. You're a very pretty goldfish, TJ.
I appreciate that, Niberia. Although that did just inform me as to what the very mean thing might have been. That's a little bit upsetting. I'd like you to know that I would make a very hot goldfish. Speaking of hot things, let's talk about these hot plays. Got there. As Totality close out game number 1, I'd like to reference the bracket. And I think I can do this. Hold up. We're about to see some technology. Oh, they're loading into game. Darn it! No time for technology! I was so excited. I could have shown off the scoreboard or the bracket, but I don't have time. Here we go. Lightning fast. Lightning round. They're going to play the winner of Off Esports versus Instinct Esports. Top side of the bracket is a Troubled View versus Machine Gun Net. We're back into it.
Just watching the practice round before we load in here on Nuketown. First time we're going to see that one tonight. The Brooklyn Pizza of Call of Duty Mobile.
I'm upset that
Let you non-New Yorkers figure out what that means to you.
I'm upset that you've coined that, because I really don't like Nuketown. I'm going to be honest. I despise it as a map. It's too cramped for me.
I think it's... Look, I'm going to be honest. I think it's fine because it was my major exposure to 2 Call of Duty games.
What did Vitally just do? Middle of the map, somebody fires on him, so he drops to get under their gunfire, does a 180, and then gets the kill.
Huh. Okay. Legend. 3 kills, 1 death now for him. 7, almost 10 kills on the board already here for the side of Team Totality. They are well, just absolutely dominating this match. I think that's fair to say so far. But DFG, I believe in them because if you look at Cobra, he has the knife.
The all-important knife. You know what this is? That might not be the game-winning knife, but it sure definitely is the morale knife.
That's right. The morale knife didn't seem to help him because as soon as he got into that sniper nest, he got popped.
Yeah, he did land a shot, but it hit somebody in the leg, which is not where you want to hit them with a sniper
Oof.
rifle.
Unfortunate.
Flutter and the rest of this team totality have begun the process of flipping the spawns, which seems a little unnecessary to me, but they'll succeed. 17 to 4
It's a little bit mean,
now ahead.
but it does work. Now, I have a question for you, TJ. How do you pronounce the third player on Totality's name? Because it's just Lewis backwards.
Yes, I say Lewis, although I did
Or
say
Luis.
Sewell for a very long time, until somebody called me out on it. Should it be
Is it Lewis or Luis? We should ask him.
Why don't you say one and I'll say the other, and between the two of us, one of us will be right.
100% coverage. Perfect. Luis gets a perfect frag in the House of Nuketown, gets taken down on the back end of it. Tectonic's there with an RPG.
Just spectated Clout send to that as he ate it to the forehand. That's the Brooklyn pizza you were looking for. Tectonic.
I think Tectonic now is playing the sniper rifle like an assault rifle. He's literally running around, sliding around, checking corners with it, and just
And it looks
just
so
doing
good.
that, just sniping people directly in the face.
And it looks so good. Somebody hire this man to make a frag reel. He doesn't have any editing skills, but he doesn't need them. That's not a very good beatboxing air horn, but I appreciate the effort.
Look, I usually just use a soundboard when I need the sound effect, but I wasn't ready to need it tonight.
You're right. I mean,
But with a 44-14 kill game, I should probably load up that soundboard.
yeah, and Tectonic's just standing in the middle of the map spinning. Finally should be overwhelmed.
No, he's fine.
His teammates bail him out. I don't believe it. His teammates
Almost
bail
full
him
health.
out. There you go. 50 to 16. Delta Force are knocked down. That's going to be Totality up 2-0. Matt, come back. Oh, you got a phone?
I found it.
I thought you were calling the police. I thought that was the bit we were doing. I thought you were
Not quite.
calling.
I was adjusting to the microphone now, picking up nothing. So I was just like, wait, where's the speaker on the phone? Hold on. There it is.
That was brutal. All right. So,
Air horn worthy.
air horn worthy. Delta Force Gaming knocked out in round 1. I'll pass you back over to the end game scoreboard, should you be curious. Hey, it flipped this time. Delta Force are erroneously on the right side. The red side, Totality, will be on blue. And there was
Tectonic was 13-2 playing what I like to call shotgun sniper rifle.
well, he was just spinning in the middle of the map. He was just doing like circles. It was
I'd also
fascinating
like
to watch.
I'd like to point out, TJ, that Cobra 21, at least to the scoreboard that I have, is top.
Yes.
So
I'd
I'd just like to say that's
disconnected
round
early. But you are right. Cobra, the knife main, did do well on the scoreboard this game.
Not quite as well as anyone on Totality, but that's fine. That will be our first 2-0 of the night, though, TJ.
Mm-hmm. And that means that everyone had better keep their eyes towards Totality, just as I implored them 2 moments ago. We're going to go to a quick break. We will be right back with the final match of round 1, the final death match of round 1. Don't go far. When we return, we'll be getting into Search and Destroy in just a few moments.
hours on the floor. You better wake me up, wake me up. Blood ain't on the sword. We gotta rip it off, rip it off. 2 lovers, 1 more. You better shake me up, shake me up. Band-aid on the sword. 2 hours on the floor. You better wake me up, wake me up. Band-aid on the sword. Rip it off, rip it off. 2 lovers, 1 more. You better shake me up, shake me up. It's such a hopeless situation, but we do it again. 2 lovers on the floor. You better wake me up, wake me up. Band-aid on the sword. 2 lovers, 1 more. You better shake me up, shake me up. Oh, it's such a hopeless situation, but we do it again. We do it again. Oh, we do it again. Oh, we do it again. We do it again.
Why won't you tell me something new? You waited for someone to save you and left me all alone. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall, but the only hurt was me. It's the longest night of my life, and the longest goodbye I've cried. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. When you love someone, you just can't stop. Spin the wheels until they drop. Don't you wish I would've been someone else? I wanna feel your death without making a mess. And you won't you tell me something new? You waited for someone to save you and left me all alone. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall, but the only hurt was
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here with the Premier Gaming Call of Duty Mobile Tournament, sponsored by Tournament Kings. My name is Niberia, and I am joined once again by TJ. We're coming
Hello.
into our final TDM match. TJ,
Yes.
it's the last
What?
one.
Last game of TDM, and then we're into the good stuff. I mean, the TDM is pretty fun.
Map.
You're right. This is standoff, but at Halloween.
Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine.
That is.
Anyways.
I feel like I've just been showed up, so I'll be quitting the broadcast for now. Welcome back. It is Instinct Esports on one side of the map, and I see that doesn't fit, so I'm just going to abbreviate it to Instinct versus Off Esports. We saw Off last week, didn't we?
Yes. We did. They did fine. They got taken down by Machine Nest, and then ultimately Machine Nest Gaming won the tournament. So we haven't really gotten to see the depths of their strength so far. But they are going to be going up against Instinct Esports, who I have not seen yet. Have you seen them before, TJ?
I don't believe so, but I'm going to be honest. That is a name that I could have seen before and forgot.
That's fair.
There are a
It's a
lot
common
of
word.
one name followed by the word esports. Happens.
Gun Esports.
That's what we're watching.
EA Esports.
That's-
It's in the game.
Not what we're watching. That's Madden. Starting things off pretty dead even. Space Cakes and Co are fighting over this center house right now. You can see Monty going down inside of it. This is key if you're playing this mode on TDM. Less so if you're playing standoff on like Search and Destroy, then that's just one of the paths to the B side. Nobody's really going to push into it. But if you're playing TDM or domination on standoff, that center house is the most central point on the map that also provides you cover. So whichever team controls it typically is a better time.
Now, TJ, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I'm trying to focus on how serious this round is. This is life or death for both of these teams, you know?
No, absolutely.
Whoever wins this match gets to go on to the next bracket.
Absolutely.
But this map is spooking me out, man.
This is very scary. I am 100%.
There's little witches in the windows and everything. Like, they put little stickers on every window. It's like, ooh, spooky tree branch. I'm loving it.
Have you not played on it?
I have not.
That's heartbreaking.
It really is.
We'll have to get some games with it, like, specially selected. We'll drop out
Yeah.
of the matches where we don't have it. We'll run
I
private.
got none of them in my games this morning.
That's awful. Everyone
really
deserves a
unfortunate.
game. Let's take a look at the KDAs. Currently, a 10-point, 15-point leads towards Instinct Esports. And a lot of that is coming from their number one, Varus, who I've been watching just dominate the center of the map, though as soon as I switch to him, he does die horribly. But that is part of playing esports.
One of my favorite things, the caster curse. As soon as you mention them, they immediately erupt.
He's
But
got a lot of...
his version of screwing up is 11-3. So honestly, I feel like the caster curse didn't really affect him all that much, as he picks off Legacy as well.
And this is what I was talking about, middle of the map control. And if you can get that, then it is so hard for
Whoa.
your team to lose everything else.
That was a really slick play by Varus, but eventually did get picked off there. Just spun around that entire little room, and currently almost a 20-point lead here for Instinct Esports. So off Esports having a little bit of an off time.
Yeah. And then Bush on the other side has a better KDA than the President. That bears the same name. He's been doing an incredibly good job in the middle of the map, pivoting quickly with that SMG. That's been getting him a lot of free work.
Our president's known for the... I mean, I feel like the
you know
only...
what? George W. Bush, in his later years, has started, like, giving out candy, and I believe he's played
Painting.
Call of Duty. Yeah, painting. I believe he's played Call of Duty. And I believe he sucked
Yeah.
at it. Not because I have anything against President George W. Bush, but because he's like an old dude. 49 points! It's map number 1 looking set for Instinct Esports. That was the final kill. JXI drops. And our deathmatch rounds is brought to a final map, potentially.
Space Cake's going to pick that one up. Instinct Esports get their first win of the tournament. First win of their face-off against Off Esports. And I'm so sorry for the end of that, TJ, but I got distracted by thoughts of George W. Bush playing Call of Duty.
I mean, it's the voice. Like, the second you start putting the voice in there, it all kind of comes together a little bit too well.
Just have the southern draw. I was like, I can't get this goddamn Cheney. Get in here.
Well, here's your end game scoreboard for that match. It's 18-6 for Bears, who leads the way over on the Off Esports side.
Instinct Esports.
You're
Because the colors are off.
right. Just like
Got
the team.
him.
Just like the team, who are a little bit off in game number 1. Instinct Esports took the win. In order to turn things around in game 2, I want to see Off have a little bit more specialized map control. I called it out at the very beginning of the match. I said that Instinct was doing an incredibly good job of locking down the center of the map and rotating around it. TDM, this is a harder mode to pin things down on in terms of map control and team play, but you can still do it, and I still would have liked to see more of it, specifically around, I believe it's called Grandmother's House, in the dead center of the map.
Oh, how nice, dear.
That's not how my grandmother sounds, but
No,
feel
I
free
hope
to
she doesn't sound
unpack
that
your own
croaky.
problems. My grandmother has not smoked 8 packs a day for the last 90 years of her life. And if she had,
You don't want to hear what that impression would sound like, because I'll do this straight up. All right. I can't do that for the sake of my
no,
throat, but you know,
your throat's giving you trouble. Don't do that.
I'm not
We may
going to.
need to give the go-ahead for this game too as well. But everyone's in the lobby, so I'll leave that up to you as we wait for that second match to start. When we get into it, the big change I wanted to see was just a little bit more coordination from off. But that's all. I see some
So I've got a
confusion. People in the chat still getting caught out by that scoreboard bug. It's not on us. It's yell at Activision.
you can't do anything. We swear.
I should.
I've got a
build up-
question for you, TJ.
Right.
If we presuppose that off Bush is W, which player is Cheney? And which is Condoleezza Rice?
It's too much detail. Can I bring the score screen back? How do I tell?
I kind of want
I'm
Legacy
Oh yeah. I'm gonna talk
because
you
he
through
went
this.
2 and 13. Cheney, we know from news articles, has better shots than that. Well, accidentally, supposedly. Could be Legacy.
Galaxy makes me think that they might be Condoleezza Rice because Condoleezza Rice has a galaxy-sized brain. And I'm just drawing connections here. And then, like any good team built around the President George W. Bush, they also have The Onion along for the ride. Because, like, 2005 to 2006, peak Onion. TheOnion.com was, like, the best website on the internet.
And now they're back to support the president in his Call of Duty mobile pro
Exactly.
ambition.
That's what The Onion's here for. I feel like that could be an Onion article. I've just written one.
President Bush starts up Call of Duty mobile esports team.
I mean, he did painting.
I'd read
that
it.
was kind of weird.
That'd be more of a hard times article, I feel like.
You're right. Got to get your satire sights straight. Welcome to game number 2. We'll be moving to standoff again. No, we're staying on standoff. All right.
Yep.
Well, the teams have been informed that each team gets a home map, but we are staying on the standoff. For both games of this match, it'll be same rule set. Off Esports leading the way. Hopefully, in order to bring us to a game 3. Instinct already up 1-0.
I'm going to keep my eyes on Verse this round, just like we were last round, because carry that hard. Game is very likely going to rotate around you a lot of the action as well, but they're just camping out in this house on the south side for the moment. 5. Wait, anyone? Base Cakes will spot out some people down this middle corridor.
Mild game of beach volleyball played in the middle of the map. Grenades thrown back and forth. Bears comes out on top. It'll be 3-1 at the end of the volleyball game. What's the scoring system for volleyball? Is it like tennis?
I don't think so. I think it's just points.
All right. Well, 8-1 are the points. Instinct Esports in the lead.
I never played volleyball. Damn.
A little bit in school, but you know, we didn't keep score.
My volleyball experience was literally just that Top Gun scene, and I know that's the second broadcast in a row I've brought it up, but it was an important scene.
When did you watch Tom Cruise's Top Gun?
Earlier this year on a plane to China.
And it made that much of an impact on you. I'm very excited. I thought it might be like a formative childhood memory, but no.
Well, it's just so bizarre. You have this ostensibly straight-laced movie that's just about, you know, like, dudes in planes, let's go. And then they just have this one scene that's dudes oiled up playing volleyball. And that sounds like it's out of a very, very different movie.
Excuse me.
And apparently at the time, nobody was like, hey, this reads a little odd. Everyone was like, yeah, super frickin'
Very masculine beach volleyball. Anyway, other masculine thing is Call of Duty, and we're 20-17 currently, and this has been going much better for Off Esports. A lot of that was around the center house. A lot of that was how they were playing, but they've also got Onion kind of queued up here at the very back of the map, and he's been hitting some sick sniper shots. Though as I bring it up, he does have one wide and has to chase down the kill. I'm not sure he can at this close range. It's a 360 no-scope for the frag.
Good lord. Okay. Bear's going in to the middle of the map. Slides him to get himself a kill. And now it looks like Off Esports going for the flank. They should be able to find Pitstop here. He's in a very unenviable position at the moment, but seems to be completely unscathed. Gets a frag off the back, 2 frags. Pitstop having the game of his life at the moment.
Yeah,
Feel about this? Don't think so.
he's done a really good job there to back up the rest of the team. Bears runs round on the flank as he finally drops. He's got 3 players in front of him. But the backup's there, and this is just what I love to see from coordinated teams. Even in a mode like TDM, you have the call-outs necessary to make individual player adjustments in the middle of fights, and then the skill necessary to get those kills. The kill lead, though, is still a grand total of 3. Off, keeping it very close.
Much closer than the last round. We still have 16 kills at the fewest remaining in the round. But now Off may be able to bring back that lead just down to 2 at the moment. Watching Pitstop play around this angle. Onion might be able to take him down. Pitstop still alive for the time being. But Bush comes around with a flank, gets 2 frags, almost ties up the round, but 40 now in favor of Instinct Esports. They just need 10 more to cinch this game. Ferris might be the carry to do it. He takes off 1 frag on the side, opens fire on Off Esports, finds 3, and now 44 kills to 37. They have an almost insurmountable lead at this point, and Off Esports just cannot find their way back into this game.
Yeah, a lot of that is coming from Pitstop, who is playing very well, and as I speak, he lands another with a sick little RPG at close range. That should be the game. 49, soon to be 50 points on the game, and Space Cakes has the closing out. There it is, a 2-0 to Instinct Esports, and we are over and done with Deathmatch.
Over and done with Deathmatch, and Off Esports went into Oof Esports at the end of that, and I think Space Cakes, I'd like to note, both rounds got the closing kill. That's got to feel good.
Yeah.
If nothing else, you're like, I did that.
Nothing else. Instinct Esports, the same player, was able to get the closing kill both times. Let's take a look at the end game scoreboard, though. Keep an eye on who to keep an eye out for in future games. Bush again leading the way for his team. That's 9 and 11. Bears, though, 17 and 7 by comparison for his side.
Yep, Bush did a fine job that time, but Varys really just unrivaled carry performances here. This is going to be one of the highest KDAs we've seen so far today. So.
I would say Bears is the Barack Obama of Call of Duty Mobile right now. And he sure did take down Bush. That'll be the end of our... Although that would be Mitt Romney, wouldn't it? No. My political analogy doesn't stretch that far. That'll be the end of our first round of games here. We're leaving Team Deathmatch behind. We're moving on to Search and Destroy. Don't you dare tune out. We've still got much more Call of Duty Mobile to come. When we return, we'll start things off with Search and Destroy on the top side of the bracket. Let's take a look at how that looks. Extreme Technology, go! A troubled viewer on the top side of the map. They're going to play Machine Gun Nest. We did just see Totality beat out Delta Force Gaming, and Instinct beat out Off Esports, which means we'll see Totality versus Instinct on the lower side semi-final. Winner will go to the grand final. Lose to those 2 games, we'll play in the bronze 3rd place match. Don't tune out. Don't look away. Do not avert your eyes. When we return, you can go get a break. Take some snacks, that kind of thing. When we return, we'll get into those semi-finals with a troubled few facing off against Machine Gun Nest.
So get off that high horse and beat it. Beat it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call of Duty Mobile Premier Gaming Tournament, sponsored by Tournament Kings. We are here in the second round. That means we're down to search and destroy. No more team deathmatch. It's serious now. Searching and destroying the enemy team. And the bomb is the name of the game now. My name is Matt Niberia Clendaniel, joined by Thomas TJ Baldishwheeler, and I've pronounced that properly. I'm proud of myself.
14 letters, 2 countries, 3 different languages go into that name. And most people can't say it or pronounce it. But you have learned it, you have accomplished it, and I'm ready to see other people accomplish great things as we head into the semifinals. We're going to start off with a troubled few who did, of course, beat off the Tournament Kings team to get here. They're facing against Machine Gun Nest, and I'm going to say I favor Machine Gun Nest heading into this search and destroy.
I'd have to agree with you on that, honestly. But I want to see Coop Kid pop off again. And I have my boy iKillshot on ATF. I want to see him just make the knife work. Or just get 5-man fragged.
Oh, dear. So I always like
Not
to...
a great start.
I always like to follow the bomb at the start of the round. I like to say, okay, whoever picks up the bomb is presumably the player to watch will get an instinct and idea of where they're going.
Right.
Gold Sky Dragon and his team are just running hard towards the A site and daring anyone to stop them. Then peaks are coming out and they're killing them.
And this is actually the same thing we did in the first round as well, but this time taking a little bit slower. Rocket will miss, but Ninja, the last one surviving on the side of ATF, and I don't think they're ever going to even need to plant so far at this point.
Oh, dear.
It just absolutely wiped them out again, 5-0.
So the wall spam with an SMG, viable. At that range, you are going to do maybe half of somebody's HP for a full clip. And then it regens. The bottom line, you're going to need like 3 clips to kill somebody at that range through a wall with an SMG. It literally won't happen. So Ninja, not the greatest of calls there. Moonlight does get a frag back this round. 1v4.
Yep. He's not going to be able to find it, though. 4-1 was that match round score, but the total score of the match so far, 3-0 in favor of Machine Gun Nest. So this is a quick round so far in favor of Machine Gun Nest, and I don't feel like ATF have really been able to find their footing at all. A troubled few have really been living up to their name because they haven't found any footing, and these just incessant rushes here from Machine Gun Nest seem to be far too much for them to handle.
Turtle hits an opening shot. Coop Kid went very far forward. He's watching towards the B point. He has to be dug out there. So it feels like the biggest issue they're having is the second story buildings on the way to the A site. And they don't have any control of those, and then they're just being evaporated from there. And in particular, I'm watching how they're trying to deal with it, and they're just getting further and further back. Like, you look at where Killshot's standing, it's inside his spawn, which isn't actually safer. There is less cover here than there is if you're pushing for buildings and stuff. As I'm saying that, though, they managed to frag out simply because Machine Gun got lazy. Now it's a 2v4 for the round.
Well, also, look at the spread of weapons so far. Well, might get taken out. Not able to find another frag off the back of that, but 4 sniper rifles and an LMG here on the side of a troubled few. They really decided right away that they were going to dig their heels in and take anyone out who dared walk their way. Seems to be successful so far. Cutie, the last one alive here for Machine Gun Nest. He's got a sniper rifle as well.
1 kill, 2 of them stuck on the stairs, up close. This is the potential
Melee
to
fight.
get very
Killshot got the
awkward.
knife. Can he find it? He's not going to be able to find it. The dodge out comes in. Sniper rifle. Will he be able to get the frag? Cutie dodging around as best he can, but Killshot's coming in with a knife. He really wants this, but he's not going to need it. Cutie gets taken down. Killshot still finds no use for the knife.
You know what the answer to that is? You go B.
Don't use the knife?
No, I mean, the answer is that round. If the entire team of a Trouble Few are going to sit inside their spawn and sniper rifle, just go to the B site. They can't stop you. They've left the bomb.
Golden Sky Dragon already taken out.
They've left the bomb in their spawn.
They don't seem too keen on picking that one up. Someone just got a bunch of frags. Looks like it was Leon. Will get taken out. Ninja and Coop Kid now in a 2 versus 3. Can a troubled few find the frag? No damage going down onto anyone just yet. They have the angles, though. Ninja trying to dig some rounds into the building that's housing the 98. The bomb has been picked up by Cutie at this point. Frag not going to land. 5-1 in favor of Machine Gun Nest. Potentially last point here.
To 10. So there's still a ways to go. So again, B point should be like the obvious play with the bomb. But I suppose if you're getting the frags, it doesn't really matter. This is Leon with it this time, and he actually runs all the way this safe route to the B side, gets up close versus Ninja. That's an easy frag and an easy side opening. That's kind of what I envisioned their whole
Scoop
team...
Kid.
What? That's kind of what I envisioned their whole team doing.
And I know what Killshot is doing right now as he's watching this man and saying, see, it works!
The knife strat?
Yep. That's totally what that was. It wasn't a beautiful frag with the SMG into diving in, then using the knife in a tactical manner. It's the knife strat.
Yeah, you're right. How's Killshot doing these days?
Not too hot. He's 1-0-0, to be fair.
Oh dear. His worst enemy, the window. Middle of the map, though, goes quite well without him. That's actually only 2 players left, and they're both
2-2.
rather pinned.
Wobub has the sniper rifle. He's holding this middle angle. Walking forwards, looking towards that A site potentially, trying to get the snipe onto Killshot. Killshot gets taken down. Doesn't even see it coming. Moonlight now. There's the knife to get the kill. That'll be the wipeout. 7-1.
Firm lead. These rounds keep getting a little bit dicey, but it's like all off of Turtle just hitting 6 sniper shots. That is what is winning or losing these rounds.
That seems to be the problem right now is ATF are adapting and the Trouble Few are getting slightly better, but they're not getting slightly better fast enough.
What a good counter strat. So you're all going to sit in your spawn and land sniper rifles. What if we run to SMG range and smoke mid?
DJ, look at Wubwub. He found 2 with the knife. He ran directly at them from the other side of the map, through the smoke.
Right, the smoke.
And casually knifed 2 people.
If your entire team is sitting inside spawn with a sniper rifle, do not be surprised when the other team responds by smoking your spawn. Side switch at the halftime mark. It is now a troubled few on the attack. They'll need to make things work. Turtle's got the bomb and he's working his way out towards, it looks like, the A side.
Walking towards it, but Ian Kuka is the only one remaining, but he gets sniped out there. Leon 5260 will take a large amount of damage, but not enough to kill him. Machine Gun Nest, this is now the match point. Round point, rather.
Yep, there's still a second map to be played. I believe that will be Machine Gun's home map. Which, do you remember what it was? That was shooting range, right?
Yes.
We'll be going there next. Turtle drops. Moonlight responsible for that frag, and he shoots the body only to be quickly refragged. That's what you get for posing, you kid.
And Coop Kid gets fragged in short order as well. 5-0 was that round, and 10-1 the match.
That's
so
a
far.
really good game 1. Well, not
Well,
for
for
a
what-
troubled few. I think that's a very, very strong statement from Machine Gun Nest. They looked coordinated and ready to respond to what happened. It was just like little things like they did lose round to like a full sniper stat. So the fact that they had the strategy of, oh, I'll just like yeet a grenade down mid might seem incredibly simple, but that is the kind of coordination that can get incredibly more complex once you have teams that are really challenging you. As I think it's safe to say, a troubled few did not. Apologies, this scoreboard is, of course, backwards. Look past it, I beg you. Turtle, the highest fragger on that team at 6 and 10.
Wubwub easy dub. On the other hand, he had, well, I don't want to say it, but he really did have the easy dub on that round. 18-2 with that one. Top frag by far there, followed by Leon 5060 with a 13-4. And really, Machine Gun Nest, I mean, there's not much to say about that dominating game because it felt like a troubled few just didn't have a way to show up. They did have the one round where they figured out the sniper strap, but then immediately after that, Machine Gun Nest were just like, cool, let's smoke the spawn and take them out.
Yeah.
And from then on, there was just no footing left in the game. So we're going on to firing range. Machine Gun Nest's home map, try for round 2 of Search and Destroy.
I really like SMD on firing range. I'd never seen it on Crossfire before, but I do really like it on firing range. The big thing to watch out for is these 2 points are so split just across this giant map that so much of the game comes down to how you control the center ground and how you as the defending side rotate to acknowledge what the attackers are doing. So that's a lot of coordination, that's a lot of information gathering and sharing. There's a lot of communication. It's one of my favorite maps to watch competitively.
Get to see it come out on full display here once again. Machine Gun Nest did have their fair bit of trouble in their series earlier in the day against Team Ferox, but
no, hold. Color point, real quick. Golden Sky Dragon is a shotgun. Back over to you.
oh yeah. Who do you think my perspective was on since minute 1, TJ? Don't you worry, I got the shotgun in my sights.
Flank towards the B side. Here it goes.
Looking for Moonlight. Pop. Pop. There goes the kill. 5-0. The frags go out. And the first shotgun I've seen at least in competitive play, has gotten 1 point.
That is, I've cast lots of tournaments. That is the first time I've ever seen someone run the shotgun.
And he doesn't seem to be stopping at any point tonight, TJ. So, going for it again, has the bomb. There's another frag with it.
Peace. Goodbye.
I'm not sure if this is
Kukia.
disrespect or just really good play.
It shouldn't be working. So that round and the round before, they ran down the middle of the map and went from mid on a quick flank over onto the B side. Normally, middle of the map is very hard to penetrate as the attackers because the defenders can just post a single sniper on the opposite side of it. That's what somebody like Turtle, like Coop Kid should be doing with the sniper rifle. But actually, on this map, nobody on a troubled view is running sniper rifles.
Oh, they will be able to find. We saw Golden Sky Dragon suffer a little bit from the lack of range in that shotgun, but doesn't seem to be troubling him all that much anymore. This Coop Kid, the last one alive on his team. It doesn't look like they don't even have the bomb, by the way, TJ. They're not even good at the objective of search and destroy. Well, they are. They're just trying to search and destroy Coop Kid. They do find him.
They are searching
4-1.
and destroying their opponents, which is winning them rounds, so I find it hard to flame them. Let's point out, though, what shifted there was an attempt to kind of hold steady on the second story on the defending side of the map. They tried to stack it, and that's not actually a bad call. You put 2-3 members there, you get a lot of vision around the map, but it meant that they had no other awareness of what was going on around the map, and they just got overwhelmed. And that's not really changed. All on a kill shot for the round.
He doesn't even have a knife out.
Oh,
He find one frag. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I
He
believe
got
too much in the
shanked.
knife and too little in the other guns.
What's Golden Sky Dragon's KDA? 3 kills. Not bad. We can't see the deaths,
Yeah,
I
but-
don't think.
You know, I don't think he's died anyway.
No, he did once, right? He got pinned down in the middle of the map. Look at this.
I think he
flank.
survived that, if I recall.
doesn't
Oh, God,
know.
he ran
He
past 3
doesn't know
members.
he just flanked their entire team.
Oh, he sees it now, though. Oh, there's 1 shotgun. There's 2. There's 3 kills on the map. Killshot's got his knife out, but he's going to be running blind against the entirety of Machine Gun Nest. Wub Wub Easy Dub, the only one who has fallen on their team just yet. He's chasing down Cutie. Not going to be able to find it. Can he find the knife? No! Not even able to find one sad consolation prize kill.
I
Rough.
believed in the knife. I believed in the chance, the opportunity.
I did too. I'm starting to regret that choice, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Golden Sky Dragon and Machine Gun Nest, their strategy this game, TJ, they're just ignoring the bomb.
How
Entirely.
did the 98 get 3 kills with a single grenade?
Skill, man. Boom.
Okay, so let me unpack that. First of all, maybe. Just a great throw, you cook it perfectly, it explodes exactly on detonation, you get a free kill, maybe even 2 kills, just off of your own skill. There is no excuse for 3 people on Search and Destroy to be standing so close together that you can get away with getting 3 kills from a single grenade.
All right, that's fair. Okay, Golden Sky Dragon got taken down. This is the best round so far for a troubled few, but unfortunately the bomb got planted. Also, the first round they actually bothered with the bomb. Wub Easy Dub gets taken down. It's now a 2 versus 2. There's a chance that they can clutch this one out. A troubled few need to find these last 2 frags, but Killshot gets taken down. Knife in hand, and Moonlight follows. Machine Gun Nest take down the 7th point in this round.
That was so clean from Leon. Comes in behind them and lands 2 successive frags. Not hard kills to get. They weren't entirely aware of his positioning, but very clean kills that he converted nonetheless.
Now, no bomb picked up this time. The 98 is already down, though. Turtle going to get chased down here by Golden Sky Dragon. Golden Sky Dragon will find his first frag of... Oh, this point. He finds 2 more with the shotgun. That's the power. And turn around the corner. You think you have the pre-fire on him, but he'll just kill you. He's got a shotgun.
So...
Kid last standing.
At least something fascinating to me.
Shotgun! Finds the last kill in that one. 8 points to 0.
At least something
Machine Gun Nest just absolutely dominating.
To me is that the shotgun normally, I always have trouble with it because I can't ADS in time. But what I've learned is that I should not be trying to ADS with the shotgun. So
Yes.
Sky Dragon is not. He's just running at people.
Just running at people because if you run into tight quarters, like, they're dead. If you find someone like this, they die instantly. And that's how he gets his 9th frag. Killshot, the last one standing,
He saw
running
somebody.
around with a knife.
He sees
I'm just
so
gonna follow
many
him.
people.
Oh, can he find one?
Yes.
Found one. Can he find 2? Might be finding it. Golden Sky Dragon. Oh, frag with a shotgun.
What beats a knife in knife distance?
Shotgun.
You're right. Fires the shotgun, and it's like 1,000 knives come out of a barrel at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's how shotguns work.
Sure. I don't know enough about ballistics and firearms to prove you were necessarily wrong.
I'm an American.
Oh.
That's my certification.
That's right. All the certification you need.
Oh no! Moonlight! Oh, he didn't notice. You're fine. Prone. Oh, now
Oh, he found you. He found you. Oh, nope. There he is. That's the 10th point. That's going to be the 2-0 for Machine Gun Nest. And that was brutal.
That was
I don't know what else to say.
dire.
Yep. That one works too.
2 rounds in a row now to Machine Gun Nest. That will advance them throughout the bracket. They are waiting in the grand finals. Our next match will be between Team Totality and Instinct Esports. Let's take a look before we close things out, though, at the scoreboard for that last match. Anything stand out to you?
13-0 on Cutie.
You're
Just
right.
casually the deathless search and destroy round.
Shout out to
No problem.
Wub Easy Dump for letting his team down with that KDA at the bottom.
That's right. Only 3 and 2. Pick up some of the slack.
What kind of slack?
But that was just to get Golden Sky Dragon more kills with the shotgun, man. 10-1 and 2 only using the shotgun.
You're right. I apologize. Great job. Great job to Machine Gun Nest. They take a troubled few down. We're going to go to break. We'll be back with the second semi-final. Team Totality facing Instinct Esports when we return. Don't go far.
This castle to a ruin. We step in online, sleeping with eyes wide open, and you're in between the lines. I won't take what you've been smoking. Oh no,
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here with the second round of the Premier Gaming Call of Duty Mobile Tournament, sponsored by Tournament Kings. We're coming into the second game of the second round of the bracket with Team Totality versus Instinct Esports. My name is Matt Nibiria Clendaniel, joined by TJ. No, I messed it up.
You
Thomas
messed
TJ.
it up. You didn't say my name. You didn't say my name.
I was
Say
going
my
to go with.
name.
I was going to go with
TJ
TJ
Collin.
Baldishwheeler.
Oh, okay.
Fine, Thomas TJ Baldishwheeler.
We make the best music. Grit to rain, search and destroy between Totality and Instinct.
TJ's album was the #1 album on iTunes.
You're very right. We started things off, actually, with my favorites in this game, Totality getting bodied. That's 1-0 up.
Yep, 1-0 there. Instinct Esports with a strong first round. I believe they only lost one.
Yeah, it was a lot on the attack. I really enjoyed the fact that they played so aggressively. That shouldn't work twice, and it doesn't. Tectonic, what on earth?
Earth-shattering play there. Picks up 3 frags on the back end, comes in with a flank, kills 2 immediately, follows up with a quick frag on the third there.
That was just full speed down the courtyard, middle of the map. Tectonic's going to do it again. Watch this.
All eyes on Tectonic.
Oh!
Finds one, finds Monarch, makes his way out.
That's
4
3
kills to his name.
kills in the blink of an eye. Twice in a row.
I need that gun. I won't have the skill that comes with it, but I need that gun.
Turn away now as the nades chase after him. Run down the steps.
Wow.
Find a separate kill of his own. That's 4 in the round and 2 on the board for Totality and Tectonic.
Tectonic just absolutely popped off that last round. I think he's the player to watch so far in this round. You know, Blue Ice definitely was that person in the TDM match, but so far Tectonic is just really making clutch play after clutch play.
He's not going to get away with it again. Watch how they're pre-nading this. He wants the same fight, the same rush. All the nades come through, and he's thinking this through.
Stop that taken down. Case though, Tectonic's down.
Blue Ice on the flank.
Monarch's up. Versus is going to find the frag. 2 remaining, Flutter and Luis versus Versus.
I'm going to sit with Verse because they did super well in their TDM. They will have the bomb in a moment, provided control can go over to them. This is a winnable round for them.
Should be able to find this. There's the bomb. They are finding an angle. Should be able to find Flutter. Flutter down to half health. Peeks the angle. Gonna find the rocket. Takes it down. 1 versus 1. Flutter, very low on health still. Hasn't started regenning. Just starts regenning.
They know where he
Jack.
is.
The angle, trying to scout him out. Doesn't see him. On the outside of the wall. He has to have been heard coming up here.
The right now. Oh, he knows.
Watch
Flutter knows. He's thinking
knows.
about the no-scope through. He'll find
around
the
it,
peak,
he'll
and
find
he's
it.
just left.
JX has to have heard that. He didn't hear it. Give me the knife kill. Oh, wait. Somebody pull out a knife. All right, fine. Just headshot him. 3-1. Totality picks that one up somehow.
Okay, so Flutter heard him in, goes for the quick peek around the wall, because it's super awkward to do that with a sniper rifle at close range, because the second you scope in, you don't have the turn radius to pan to it. So he peeks super close range fire, finds somebody immediately in his forehead, can't land the shot, has to build distance, then do a 180. This time it's to the A site for the attack.
Oh, Tectonic, Flutter, and Vitali already taken out. 3 versus 2 in favor of Instinct Esports at the moment. They may be able to find this one. They don't have the bomb, though.
Yeah.
Doing this TDM style.
Don't know. I think Luis knows where it is. I think he spotted it.
He's peeking the angle around it. He does see enemies. Not going to be able to get the frag, though. This one might be going over to Instinct.
Blue Ice
This is a
knows where it is.
significantly closer round so far.
This is a 1v3. A Blue Eyes can get this frag. It's a 1v2 because he's got an isolated 1v1, but he didn't see it in time. And that's going to be, as you say, the second round on the board for Instinct. They'll keep this close.
Incredibly close so far, and Instinct playing out of their minds at this point. Like you said, Team Totality was your coming into this favored team to win just based off past performance in other tournaments. But our Instinct Esports coming out with a incredibly strong showing so far. Pit stop already down though, but they do have man advantage, tied up 3-3 now. Verse goes down as well. Blue Eye still hasn't found anyone around, but Vitali's having his own time.
Yeah, Vitally quick peeks around pool to clean things up. JXI will get the frag back, and it's him versus 2. He's gone, and that'll be the round. So that started off really strong. Keep an eye on Flutter and Space Cakes off the start of the round, because they're both peeking around pool side. Flutter's going to go to the window or to the terrace this time, and it'll presumably be Space Cakes to counter him. Last time that went against him, Flutter loses that duel right off the bat, and the round, I think, should have unfolded from it. Now on the side switch, he's uncontested there.
Flutter not able to find anyone with that angle, though, just yet.
B-side
Space Cakes looking for it. B-side plant, as you said, going to be completed. But the Space Cakes is the last one alive. He has to stop this defuse or the round is over. But he's not going to be able to get there in time. Bomb already defused.
He's
That
saving
will
for
be
the
that
next
round going over.
Just wants to save the economy for the next round. That's all that's going on. I really liked the idea though. Quick de-execute, shake things up. Unfortunately, they ran into a lot of trouble getting there. Now it's the opposite. Go quick A, rush through the pool, past the shack, try and just win out the fights. They've taken long enough. There's going to be a rotate for it though. Watch Flutter in particular. What a play from him.
5-0 coming in. 62 is the round score, but the uptick in strategies doesn't seem to be working here for Instinct Esports. They're trying different things with varying success, and I feel like they just need to finish feeling things out, start laying down a strategy that they think they can win with. Because so far, shaking it up seems too inconsistent. You're already down 4 points.
Defensive look from them though this time. Playing a little bit slower. Watch Flutter come in on the flank right where his allies died. Whew.
Pit stop still alive for the time being. Flutter coming in, has the angle. Will he be able to find it? Vitally as well, coming around. Pit stop, the last one alive. Flutter and Vitally. Going to be trying to find him at this point.
Just book an A. I like this. So the flank from Flutter was super, super good, but they don't know where Pit stop is because he was kind of leading the way with the bomb. If he takes it A, he can be reasonably sure there's no one there. I'd like him to plant it and then go pool to watch it. If he's able to play from pool, this is winnable. He's planting on the wrong side of the box for me.
The bomb has been planted.
All right, but plant he does. 40 seconds for a response to come out. Not going to pull just yet.
He's holding it now from the shack. This is the right call. This gives him the least number of angles to worry about. He's not going to be able to stop the defuse if it comes in, though.
Defuse is coming in. As you said, Flutter going to be the first one to work on it vitally as well. He needs to win this 2 versus 1. He's shooting out from shack, able to find one. Flutter, last one remaining. If he goes for the defuse, he's going for the defuse. You need to stop this pit stop, but he's econ up instead.
And that's why I wanted the plant to be closer to him. You plant on the far side of the box, that's not a round you can win, in my opinion. I was very impressed by the play he did make. I was very impressed by the fact that he got it down to a 1v1. But the second they knew where he was, you can obviously just call that bluff, because unless he literally runs down the site at you, you're going to be able to win the frag.
Pissed up. Beautiful RPG down the middle. Will take out a frag, and now they have a 2-man advantage at this point. This should be a point going over to them. They have not picked up the bomb just yet. Tectonic and Flutter are the only 2 remaining, but they only have the sniper rifles at this point. And Flutter just not going to be able to find it. Tectonic as well. Going to be struggling here. Just has the RPG to his name.
That was...
I honestly, for a second, thought he'd shoot it at his feet. But,
We're not playing TF2.
No. Not going for the ritualistic suicide there. Instead, he's going to go for the death to Verse. 7-3 now. Still in favor of team totality, but getting closer.
Destroy the objective.
It was really weird. Their entire team booked it out towards B, but it was really uncoordinated. I like this approach much more. They spam the explosive utility right into the obvious sniper peaks. Now they can take the fight over a pool. Unfortunately, just one problem. Your tactics are all good, but they're losing the gunfights.
Yep. Blue Ice down, Vitally incredibly low, Tectonic low as
Nice.
well. Vitally does have the regen at this point, picks down in JXI.
Watch
Taken
Lewis,
down
it's
as well.
critical.
Space kicks. Last one standing. Bomb planted. Can he clutch this one out? Just has the sniper rifle. We have to get some crazy shots off. He has 35 seconds remaining in this round.
Oof.
Not even able to find Flutter. We'll shut him down. 8-3 is the score.
If you're ever peeking a sniper, fun fact, jump at him. Because the odds are pretty good that they'll hit you in the legs by accident, and that's all you need to win the fight. I want to
Even if
see.
you-
I want to see more of that A tank. A is typically considered the easier side to take here on raid, and I like that they're doing it like this because it feels very straightforward for them. Although I will say, Blue Ice is hanging out towards mid. This is overall a slower round from Totality.
Slower, but equally effective. 4 versus 4 for the time being. Luis going out towards the middle. Going to be able to find a frag there
Blue Ice taking bomb to
from
B.
Blue Eyes.
No. Okay, the call comes out. This is
First
good.
Luis.
This is really good. The call comes out. Maybe consider going A. He leans that way. Now the comms are back and forth. He's got to win this gunfight, and I don't like that one bit.
Verse now has eyes on the bomb and the corpse, but Tectonic's here quickly to clean it up vitally as well. Verse
right.
needs to find his way. He's going out.
Yeah, so very long flank from Verse. He's going to come in through the building on the back of this bomb. He knows where it is. So this was a very strange round. They made the right call. You should go to B off of that A side execute because they had mid control, so they could go all the way from pool through the middle of the map, through the courtyard, and just collapse onto B, which is the right decision to make. But they made it at such a pace that Blue Eyes came onto the map 1v1.
Tectonic might be able to find it. The frag comes in from Verse, but he gets taken down in the last second. Tectonic. Better gunplay wins out.
Yeah, and I'm happy for them that they did win that round because they made the right decision in the middle of it. But Blue Ice needed to chill. They had more than a minute on the clock. That's a lot of time. When the call comes through, okay, we're going to go B. Wait for your allies that don't have the bomb to arrive nearby. Then push as a unit, and you won't end up in a situation where you have to win a 1v1 for the game.
It's a point for the map, though. Need one more coming out here from Team Totality. Lots of gunfights going out in the mid.
Tectonic! 2 quick frags with the sniper rifle. He opened up the B side of the map, or sorry, the A side of the map. This should be the plan.
Plant it will be. Now Tectonic going for a more aggressive play, but Verse is spotted out, and he's the last one standing. So once he goes down, there's not a whole lot they need to do. They can just wait this one out if they want to. Verse, as strong as he is, will be able to find Flutter, but he still needs to take out 4 more members. He's going to find 2. 30 seconds remaining. If he can regen up, might be able to find this.
They're playing this
Tectonic and
smart,
Luis standing by. We'll be able to find him. That's the round.
I
Over to
believe
Team
for a
Totality.
moment, they're spending that entire map pushing the impossible, but Totality demonstrate why I like them so much. That looked incredibly coordinated and incredibly straightforward for the team.
Team Totality will take that one, 10-3. But a valiant effort there from Verse.
Yeah, so a lot of the mistakes that happened there from Instinct were basically timing issues. They had a lot of the right calls, they had a lot of the right ideas, and then they would have these little indecision points where people were a little bit too slow to a point, people were a little bit too fast to execute onto a point, got caught out, and that was the biggest mistake I kept seeing. Then, of course, you also have the problem of Tectonic just quietly getting 20 frags on the game, and there's not a whole lot you can do about that except win your gunfights versus him, and good luck.
I don't know how quiet it was, TJ.
Yeah, it was a loud problem. And that is, to be fair, one of the big things about this Team Totality roster is it might not be Tectonic, it might be Blue Eyes, it might be Vitally. They have every single player on this team can just randomly go off and get 20 frags. And if you have a team like that, it is really hard to lose games.
Right. It's the same point we made about Machine Gun Nest. They have that same capacity, but Team Totality putting it on full display in this round, able to pick that one up 10-3. Now, if you're sitting there as Instinct, strategically speaking,
Right.
in the earlier part of that map, they seemed to be struggling to figure out what exactly they were going to do. Do you have any insight from the way it played out entirely as to what strategies were most effective for them? Something that they can focus in on, bite down on, and try and perfect?
No, in the totality of that game, I think they should have gone by instinct. And that is, it should have been all in on the A side, over and over again, until Totality managed to make it stop. Because what we kept seeing work was that quick execute over towards the A side, and every time they would go for the B take, except for that one round where it went all wrong and then went all right, they would lose. So keep hammering that A site, keep hammering the quick takes, force Totality to evolve.
Defend the objective. They have the bomb.
Now, of course, we are on Totality's home map.
They like sabotage. Or not. They like standoff, he
Standoff.
said confidently. The name of the map.
2 frags already out. Well, say that, but 3-2 so far. Tectonic and Blue Ice last standing. We've seen them clutch out before, but it's time they're going to need to do it once again. 2 versus 2 so far. Bomb has yet to be planted.
Yeah, Monarch's just
Monarch's
made a
still
lot of
holding that
noise
one
as well.
fine.
They know exactly where he is. He's at the B site. This is really awkward. I'd like him to take it A, because B is almost impossible to defend.
Oh, got jumped over. He didn't even see where the bullets were coming from. This is so
What?
rough.
Monarch, please!
Complete the mission.
Shot in the back.
I couldn't even follow that. I have no clue what was going on. I was trying to watch that from Monarch's POV. That was...
Well, what happened initially is I think he got jumped on over the wall.
right.
And really
so
was
he
not
didn't-
expecting that.
But then he kept running backwards and forwards with his face pressed into the wall.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Which I've admitted I'm not a genius. Didn't seem like the best strat.
It didn't seem. Monarch going to fall down again as a Space Cakes and Verse. This round seems to be going handily over so far to Team Totality.
Don't call it yet because the flank came through. Pitstop and Jesse do have a really solid position if they don't get one shot by RPGs.
If and only if.
Yeah.
Pitstop going to have to clutch this one out 1 versus 4 if he wants to do anything with it. But looking unlike Blue Ice picks up the frag on him.
Get ready for the next round.
I believed in the
Now
2v4,
2-0.
1v4 last time. Start of that round, I believe it was Flutter actually did something. No, it must have been Tectonic.
They have the bomb.
One of them did something really cool, and we'll see if Flutter does it again because he is in the right angle. He fired an RPG down. Whoa! There's the answer. He fired an RPG down the line to the set cross position, and then when it ticked, he got a hit marker. He knew there was somebody there. Then he was able to go for the peak. It kind of gave him wall hacks. That was all I wanted to say.
Very fancy. Will only net him 1 frag, though, at the moment. And Team Totality got a little bit of a struggle bus once again in this map. It is down to Blue Ice and Tectonic to clutch it out, but they've done it once before already in this map.
These are the 2 players I'd pick. You say pick 2 players from this team to clutch a 2v3. I say these 2.
Gonna find it. Verse gonna be looking for the plant here. Already midway through the plant.
Yeah,
Has
that was a really
defense
good.
on that B point.
Bomb has been
That was a really good decision. They just knew that they had the round 1 if they all swarmed a single site. The danger in rounds like this comes from if you give the 1vx players successive 1v1s. If I'm 1v3,
Right.
but you send 3 people at me one at a time, then I just have to win 3 1v1s, and either of those 2 players can do that with their eyes closed. But
Right.
they come in 3 players, there's no way you win that round. Especially with the sniper rifle. What I would have liked to see on the defensive side is Blue Eyes should have collected with Tectonic, they should have played as a unit.
First gets taken down in the first seconds of that round. He was trying to snipe, but not able to find it now.
Monarch.
Man down. Instinct Esports, but Flutter falls as well. Tectonic to follow is and Space Cakes. Last one here to clutch it out potentially. But Blue Ice, Luis, but vitally all still alive, and Space Cakes will fall. 3-1 in favor of Team Totality.
Monarch did a really cool thing, running through Grandma's house, middle of the map, arrive in the backlines of the enemy team, and got himself 2 free frags. Problem was, the rest of his team, perhaps by virtue of his absence, was just being swarmed through the traditional push angle. Flutter and Co just ran down the middle. They have a lot of snipers over on Totality, so it was an easy round.
Wow, that was a close angle there being pulled. But Jesse and Verse somehow survived that 2v2 situation. Jesse, last one standing now
Luis.
on his team. Luis takes him down.
Yeah, long flank. That was a good A take, but they weren't fast enough. You want to take A like that, where you just do a hard hit and then you move on? You need to move. get on that A site with all of the bodies possible. Instead, they kind of choke pointed. They got to the point of the map where they could see where their opponents were, and they stopped to take gunfights with them. You have to have kind of faith. Run one person as an entry, take the lead, then everyone else follows them in.
Now 1 versus 1 in the corner will land both of them to death.
Not every day you see that.
Monarch. Oh, they slid into each other into an explosion, and I'm not sure who killed. Oh, Flutter killed himself.
Flutter killed himself and Monarch. Versus challenging Tectonic, but he gets dunked on, and it's 5-1.
That just hurt to watch, TJ.
Yeah, I mean, Tectonic's hitting his shots today. There's no two ways about that.
Monarch once again with the bomb. Gonna be looking his way.
Maybe not
Let's see
quite
what
so
they're
explodey
going
as
for right
last
now. They're
time.
holding their positions, all 5.
And that
They
is
play
the right
defensively,
thing.
but Flutter picks off 1.
That is the right thing to do. Play defense against a team pushing this hard, but they're not holding the defense. Now they're going to get flanked if they're not careful. Okay.
3 versus 2 at this point.
Yeah, defense
Vitally and
is held.
Tectonic.
Turn, focus a single site. I'd prefer it to be A.
Looks like they're going to be trying to find Tectonic. They know Tectonic is pushing the site, so maybe they will rotate over to A. They find Vitally. Monarch trying to play it safe, trying to keep himself alive at this point. Finds Vitally. There's the frag, but now it's Monarch versus Tectonic, and you do not want to be in a 1v1 versus Tectonic. You have to plant at this point as Monarch, but where do you find the time? It's just going to be the gunfight.
He can do this if he gets behind the box on the site, but he doesn't want to.
He's looking for Tectonic. He just wants this 1v1 gunfight. He just wants the ego.
He has a minute. There's plenty of time. The other option is just lose yourself on the map and know that you can win the informationless 1v1, which on paper you should versus a sniper rifle. But I actually, versus Tectonic, because he's just such a smart player, I would actually prefer my odds with information. Case in point. Look at that angle.
They see each other. Tectonic doesn't find the shot, though. That's the one shot he didn't land, and the one shot you could argue he needed to land the most. 5-2. Instinct Esports picks up their second point.
So, sniper rifles in an informationless 1v1 should lose out, because you have too many angles to watch. But what he did there that was really cool is he gave himself an angle where he could watch every single part of the map at the same time, and critically, he only had to look one way in order to be safe, because if they come the other way, he can just quick drop down off the wall and be safe. It was basically, he just missed the shot. Tectonic played that right.
Monarch, though, once again the bomb carrier, but he got caught out this time in the window. Now the bomb is stuck on the second story. Verse gets taken down as well. Space Cakes, last one standing. We'll find the frag, but Tectonic, sniper versus sniper against Space Cakes. Space Cakes knows where the bomb is, but theoretically Tectonic should too, since teammate that took out the bomb.
Yeah, he doesn't... Oh, no, he does have the angle, I think. Is it stuck out in the window? No, Space Cakes is able to get it. Tectonic may have seen a sliver of him at most, but that doesn't give him information. Oh, now he does.
Good slide there from Space Cakes to keep himself alive, himself out of the line of fire. He's got 57 seconds remaining to plant this. Gonna go for the long nade, try and get Tectonic to flush himself out.
That's...
Not gonna work.
feels like a waste of time to me, and it gives away your specific position. I would have much preferred he holds that.
There's the smoke. Catches Tectonic.
40 seconds.
Knows where he is at this point, roughly.
This is Tectonic's game to win, and he knows it. Just play back, force Space Capes to sweat. He needs to get the bomb down, not Tectonic.
Basically got the AR, though. He picked it up. Not going to be enough, because Tectonic found one of his own.
Such a smart player. Just back away from the round. Say, I don't need to fight you 1v1 on the point. I do not need to win this sniper duel. I can pull out the rifle, fall off the map, and wait for you to have to choose. Are you going to chase me, in which case I win because I have the defender's advantage on your peak? Or are you going to try and just stick down the bomb, in which case I can peek around the corner and get the kill?
This point, Space Cakes. So 5 versus 2 in favor of Instinct Esports. So I think this one should be in the bag for them. Yes, it's Luis and Tectonic.
Oh.
Okay,
Sorry.
I spoke too soon, TJ. Cast a
2v2.
curse!
Luis gets one. Tectonic pops up with a couple more. And I think he's about to land this RPG.
Oh.
He does, but it's an even trade.
Jesse finds the shot just as the RPG is fired out. Now Luis versus Jesse. The last fight. No idea where Luis is at this point. nor is there an idea where Jesse is. They find each other, but that's going to be Luis facing the wrong way. There's a minute to win it. Third point going over to Instinct.
3 seconds. I prefer the A site a lot on this map. Maybe not for a coordinated team tank, but definitely in a low player count situation where both teams are taking a few hits, just because there are less angles to look at, so the A site is a pretty easy hold once you've got control.
Bomb being planted. This is the quickest plant we've seen so far. There's a snipe pop off there by Space Case. He finds 2 frags already. Monarch and Verse also helping him push in. Luis gonna be running around. Verse gets taken down. Luis has the angle on Space Case. Not gonna be able to find it. Tectonic and Luis both low. Finds Luis, but not the shot.
Stop getting silly when you're playing against Tectonic. Versus like, oh, I'm going to power slide in, slide tackle, steal away the football, dribble it down the pitch, score a goal. You're playing the wrong game. It's Tectonic you're playing against, and he will land those sniper shots every single time.
Now, the reset. 7 points on the clock there for Team Totality. 2 kills already down. Wow. Totality are just taking away this game so far. Pit Stop and Space Cakes need to clutch out again, but Pit Stop's down. Space Cakes has been here before, but it has not yet worked out for him.
Yeah, 1v3s are hard. He does have a, on the now retake attempt with the sniper rifle, it's very doable because they don't have the information. They need to defend the bomb. You know where they have to be. So there's an info advantage to you, which is the ideal situation to be in with a sniper rifle.
Should have seen Luis on the jump there. Should see Vitally as well. Knows where both of them theoretically are. They know he has to be here. Finds the shot on Luis. Going for the defuse.
Oh, he's rushing. He's too far away.
He's looking for it, but he's prone. He finds it.
What a play! Luis was too far away. There was no way he gets there in time.
Space Cakes with the 1 versus 3 clutch. Man is quickly turning into an MVP.
So that shouldn't have happened, but a 6 sniper rifle kill will get him that, and it was the close range sniper shot that did it. Any other round, Luis is there, just standing on the defense, gets the frag, rounds over. But for some reason, he roams all the way across the map and gets lost.
Totality keeps going for the A-rush plant. This is their 2nd time in a row doing this, and should work out for them this time. But Space Cakes has clutched 1 versus 3 before, so 2 versus 3, not counting him out.
I like Pit Stop's positioning here. That gets him 1 kill.
Finds 1. Shot onto Tectonic. Sniper battle. Vitally and Tectonic versus Space Cakes. They've been here before, but 20 seconds left on the clock.
This is unwinnable. They know exactly where he is, and he doesn't have any time.
Smoke on the point. 12 seconds. Can he find the shot? He finds it. Stole away an assault rifle. Not going to be able to get the kill onto Vitally. So close, but not quite. Team Totality secures it.
Almost bit my tongue off. That was a really, really solid play. What he did was he got lost in the smoke. Space Cakes at the close range. They know where he is. It should be impossible to win that match. But because he gets lost in the smoke, takes a quick shortcut, he's able to still get that round down to a single 1v1 gunfight. And that's insane. Part of it was that Luis got so far aggressive, so far forward on the round, when it was already in the bag, that almost cost him everything.
Now in this round, early advantage goes over to Instinct Esports. Tectonic incredibly low, as is Flutter. Space Cakes has the shots here, 3 versus 3 at this point. No clutching required. Vitally gets taken down, 2 versus 2. Monarch and Verse. Space Cakes, 3 versus 2 rather. He's taken very low. Tectonic taken out. Flutter fires off the RPG.
Dear. It's alright. Flutter makes up for it. That was a 6 sniper shot. 1v2 is winnable, especially with a sniper, as I've discussed before. And especially if you're hitting shots like that, he needs to close the deal. And he can.
Verse, last one alive. Versus Flutter. Sniper battle comes in. He finds the frag.
I was watching his POV and I have legitimately no clue how Flutter landed that shot.
No, me neither.
Legitimately no idea.
It looked like a half second as he jumped up. He must have aimed down.
The very edge of Verse's head clipped off the top of the tank and he somehow hit it. And it was intentional. It had to be.
Absolutely insane. Wow, that was a solid nade on the Flutter.
Flutter had the totem, the nade denial totem, but he didn't drop it in time. He was like trying to get it in the perfect position.
Perfect position would have been any.
Oh, two-man spray
Clutch it
down.
out. He's able to find 2 frags.
That's enough. Pit
Needs
stop.
one more. He finds it. The 3 versus 1 to win the round and the match.
What a play. 10-4 and 2-0. That will close out the series.
Team totality, 2-0. Absolutely dominating play here. And it was by no means a full rush through. Instinct had some incredibly solid rounds, and that was the closest and the most we've seen Team Totality push, but even so, come out with 2 wins, like 10-3, 10-4.
That was just so incredibly close across the board. Here's
Such an
your scoreboard.
incredibly dominant team here.
17 and 8 for Vitally.
Vitally
17
coming out on
and
top of the
12
scoreboards for that
for
one.
Space Cakes. And I think
Not too surprising. 17 and 8, and with that last clutch frag, happy to see him get that one. But honestly, Space Cakes deserves a lot of credit for that too.
I just realized that I muted myself on Discord, so you couldn't hear me.
You did.
Oh well. Vitally did a
Happens.
really good job there, and I wanted to draw the difference. I wanted to say that Space Cakes and Vitally, the difference between them wasn't fragging power. It was the fact that one of them died a heck of a lot more, and that's not even necessarily Space Cakes' decision. That's his team leaving him hung out to dry a lot, I think.
Yeah. Space Cakes, though.
Tectonic is the most frags in the round, not a single assist. Just thought I'd mention that.
Well, when you play sniper rifle and every single shot you get is a kill.
He works alone.
Happen.
2-0
Yeah.
to Team Totality. Let's close things out over Instinct. We have one more final to go, and we have the 3rd place match as well. That's all.
Slight
that's
change to
left.
that.
Yes.
ATF has to roll out, so they decided to forfeit. They're going to take the 4th
So it's
place.
just the
so we
final.
just have finals left.
One game left. We saw Machine Gun Nest smash a troubled few in the top half in the bracket. Down bottom, Team Totality have just beaten out Instinct Esports. They now face in the grand final. Don't you dare tune out. We've got 1 game left in the evening for the premier Call of Duty tournament presented by Tournament Kings.
Don't you know that kind of love must go down in flames? Oh, we should really leave this one alone, but it keeps coming back, coming back, coming back. 2 hours on the floor, a band-aid on the sore. 2 lovers, 1 more.
tell me something new? You waited for someone to save you and left me all alone. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall, but the only hurt was me. It's the longest night of my life, and the longest goodbye I've cried. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. When you love someone, you just can't stop. You spin the wheels until they drop. Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I wanna feel your death without making a mess of you. Oh, you tell me something new. You waited for someone to save you and left me all alone. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall, but the only hurt was me.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here with the finals of the Premier Gaming COD Mobile Esports Tournament presented by Tournament Kings. We're here with Team Totality versus Machine Gun Nest. Both of these teams took 2-0 in their last semifinal matches, and now they're here to see who's going to take home the finals, the largest prize. Have a $1,000 prize pool here. Believe the winners get somewhere in the neighborhood of $290. So there's a lot of cash on the line here, TJ. My name is Matt Niberia Daniel, joined here by Thomas TJ Baldishwheeler. I remembered that time and I did it right. We're ready for the finals.
Both these teams have 2-0'd all the way to these finals. They didn't just 2-0 their last opponents. They haven't dropped a single map this tournament. Now we find out if that means they're equal. Welcome to firing range. It is map 1 of the grand finals.
Flutter already taking a lot of damage. Luis already down. Flutter low. They're able to find a great kill over there with the RPG. Luis and Flutter both down. Leon and Golden Sky Dragon to follow. 3 versus 3 so far. Already a very high action map.
Watch Tectonic. This is really sick angle he's set up. Tectonic looking down into the trailer can completely cut off their retreat. Because they know Tectonic has the call, all Vitally has to do is watch the main exit onto the A point and he can get 3 kills.
But they have the A point. They're looking to plant still. No bomb available, actually. For the time being, they've left it. Will be picked up. There's a good frag there by Cutie.
Tectonic leaves the sniper's nest going for the flank. Vitally gets one on the flank. It's Tectonic, I think, for the win, all on the 98.
98 has the RPG. Not going to be able to find the shot with it. Has the frag. Jumping in a little bit too soon. 98 needs to regen. 45 seconds remaining in the round. He has a little bit of time. Looking for Tectonic at this point. Tectonic has the sniper rifle available.
Once again, that's an information weapon. Tectonic's got to try and set up an angle where he has the information he needs to hit the shot, and he has in the back of the site. There was no other way in, and Tectonic will be able to clean him up. 1-0. There was a lightning-fast rush through the trailer, which is interesting. Normally, you don't get to see rushes to the A point through the trailer, because Luis, for example, on Totality, will play at the back of the trailer. That doesn't happen there. Now it's to be.
Quick pincer maneuver here coming from the side of Machine Gun Nest. They're getting punished for it. Lose 2 members already. Need to find blue ice.
Oh.
They want to get it done. 3 versus 4 remaining on the map. They should be able to find blue ice here. They get fragged. Vitally is there to answer. 2 remaining there for Machine Gun Nest. They're trying to bring in reinforcements. Wub Easy should be able to help out a little bit. Might be able to find the frag on the back end.
Oh dear.
Not going to get it just yet. He gets taken out back of the head. 1 versus 3 now. Can Leon clutch it out? Can't.
That's what I oftentimes talk about the defender advantage. All defenders need to do is get 2 frags. You get 2 frags on the defense, you've done your job. and your team has a massive advantage going into the rest of the round. What Blue Eyes did there pretty much exactly proves my point. Because he takes so long to dig out from the back of the site, there's just no winning that round. The time's too low, you're too low on players, you don't have the utility.
Now, Better's advantage not really going to be a factor, but they're not lost there. A machine gun nest. But actually, I say that, but they've got a great cover on this angle. They're coming in with a pincer. 2 versus 3, now 3 versus 1. Easy cleanup there by Team Totality.
That's what normally happens when you try and take A. That's why I was so shocked by that first round. Luis will play pretty far forward on that A site for Team Totality, almost a canary in the coal mine. Then at the back, you have Flutter, whose initial peak, you can see here, is right down mid. Once Luis calls, there's action over at A. Flutter quick rotates over that way and is there to hold the long angle and get easy kills.
The canary for machine gun nest, though, Wub got taken out now. Smoke defensively around B is going to give so much advantage there to Team Totality. They just wiped the floor.
That was a really solid take. They got the canary in the coal mine in the middle of the map. Flutter got dropped. Then they headed over towards the other side of the map. They tried to smoke out the angle, and Blue Ice just would not die.
Blue Ice now back up. Slower rush this time. Not going to go for the pincer right away. They have Blue Ice locked down. Not going to be able to find the frag, though. Eventually, they'll take him down, but it's a 1-for-1. Good move there. Bomb available. Leon gets taken down, firing away.
That's the good trades, though. Oh, never mind. Tectonic on the rotate through the middle of the map. Will be able to grab one kill. Vitally tags another low.
98 low. He's not going to be able to find the tag with the RPG. Trying to race around, find Luis. If he can get this frag, he has a chance. No way he's going to clutch that one out, though. 2 members still remaining. 5-0 so far for Team Totality.
So, they actually really did take that site. Machine Gun, I think, should have had that round, but they were unable to account for the fact that the rotate was going to be quick. 3-3 on a site take. You've taken the site. That should be your round. I would have liked to see a smoke grenade blocking off the sniper angle from mid. At the very least, I would have liked to see the plant rushed. Neither of those happened.
Vitally gets taken out. Turn getting taken out as well. A lot of problems. They're trying to rush this B point now. They know everyone's across the map, but if they can't get this frag, they get taken out. Leon got taken down. That is such a huge loss. They now have to defend 2 versus 3. The 98 Golden Sky Dragon last standing. Going to be able to find 1 frag, but he turns around. Gets shot in the back.
Okay, so really solid play by them at the deficit. They realized they were behind. Call came out from Machine Gun Nest, full rush B. Right call. Problem, there was no communication. That round was actually winnable up until the point Golden Sky Dragon turned around, because the other member there, I believe, was Luis. He had like 2 HP. That's a very winnable 1-on-2 gunfight once you've taken the full HP member out. But for some reason, I don't know if the team comms are broken, nobody said to Golden Sky Dragon there to them.
Cutie gets taken down by Tectonic. Eventually does get found. Wub as well. Low now. 3 versus 4. Machine Gun Nest in a lot of trouble. Don't even have the bomb rushing. Golden Sky Dragon's off on a mission on his own, but gets caught out by 3 down mid. Blue Eyes now going to defend the bomb. Great RPG there from the 98. They know someone's going to try and pick that one up.
The only reason that A-side hold didn't work, I realized that Flutter had died defending A, and I went, oh, something's gone wrong then. That's not normally how that works. And then I tab over to Luis's POV, because he should have been there to back him up, and he's AFK. Something's gone wrong.
Ooh.
I don't know if it just a crash on his computer, some kind of disconnect. That's what went wrong. So it's spamming the need backup emote on the Totality team. And they do need backup. Backup from the internet that appears to have broken. Because that's...
He's
oh,
back
he's back!
in, but...
The reconnect! What a man! Oh, yeah.
He's back up!
So, that was what went wrong in the round, because Flutter was hung out to dry on the B side. Normally, the way that sniper works, that sniper rifle works, is Luis is playing up close. He's there to kind of stymie the flow, and then you have Flutter at the very, very back angle, able to land the shots as people wander in. Because Luis wasn't there, they were just able to rush him down. Flutter got that kill!
Yikes. Leon gets taken down as well. Machine Gun Nest are just getting absolutely routed here.
Yeah, you can
Seems
see
like their strategy so far they've been able to find is somehow Luis needs to disconnect, and I don't think that's really a viable long-term one.
DDoS attack.
Please no.
Lag switch. Come on.
Well, Luis was like running back and forth in base, and I thought he was like rubber banding, but he was just like chilling.
Watch Flutter at the start of these rounds, by the way, because it is really quite entertaining the way he peeks mid every time. Because his task with this team on this map is I'm going to peek mid. And every time he does it a different way, and every time he almost finds a kill, or this time doesn't have anyone to kill.
Walking directly into the smoke, though. Got the RPG on the other side.
So he was able to do that. He was able to do that.
He doesn't need to find anyone, TJ.
Right. They all went A and died. Besides the point, I want to analyze Flutter's play. The reason he ran through that smoke, which seems insane, is because it was the best way out of that angle. His options are either you fall back, in which case you're out in the middle of nowhere for a while, you rush through the smoke to go to the trailer, remember they're taking A, that's a bad call, or you rush through the smoke at the isolated player you know is probably alone, and you take the close range fight with an RPG. Of those, best call is the seemingly insane run through the smoke with an RPG.
Huh. Well, it worked out for them. Now that Team Totality are on the offense, they go for the rush A strategy as well, but they seem to be having a lot more success with it, as Cutie is the only one surviving for Machine Gun Nest. This is rough.
I mean, anyone playing against Team Totality is rough. They are very, very, very good. Anyone who lost to Totality today, do not take it as commentary on your skill. You played versus one of the best teams in COD Mobile. You don't get to feel ashamed about that. You get to feel proud for whatever victories you did take off of them, and you get to take the VOD and go learn off of it.
Not Flutter. Looking mid, once again. Oh, he gets taken down this time. Leon able to just fire away at him.
Vitally,
Now,
though...
3 members remaining. Oh.
Should have gotten the
Leon
A
just
plant.
walks into a gun.
Vitally should have gotten the A plant, but he moves his... He takes his finger off the button. Anyway, it'll happen. Doesn't matter.
Well, he gets it now, TJ. A few seconds later. 1v3 at this point. Golden Sky Dragon has to do something. He's full health now. Has 30 seconds to push this point, but it's a 1 versus 3. I don't think he's going to be able to find this one. There goes the nade from Vitally. But it's Blue Ice that picks up the snipe to end the round. 10-1 for the first round, going over to Team Totality.
They lost a player. That final round. I don't know who it was, but they early DC'd. I don't want to call anyone out, but that's maybe not the best sign. Machine Gun Nest down 1-0. Totality have the lead.
So TJ, I'm at a bit of a loss for words on that one. That was brutal.
I mean, you've been
Absolutely
you've been
brutal.
saying that all night. Get new words, Matt.
Brutaler.
But like, here's the problem: anyone who plays against Totality is gonna take a hit like that. Anyone, because Totality are that good a team. There are maybe 2 teams that can fight against them. Space Station Gaming took them very close and did take a win from them in the last Tribe Fragfest.
Right.
That's like it. It's Space Station Gaming and nobody else. And it feels like really kind of awful to be able to say that to them. But this is one of the things that Machine Gun are going to have to, I think, come into this game with some expectations set of, hey, are we going to win this game? Maybe not. Maybe that's not what you go into this game trying to do. Maybe you say, okay, this is a learning game. And that's entirely reasonable to do, and it's very healthy to do. You're playing against a team that is this good, that is this dominant in the early days of the scene. Figure out what they're doing that's crushing you. And develop tactics to beat it, because that's a better use of your time than acting surprised when Tectonic hits a shot he shouldn't be able to. Because they're just going to do that. That's part of how that team plays.
Right. Lots
Raid,
to learn.
Raid is also like, or sorry, Shooting Range is also like my favorite map to see Tectonic on. The way they play that map is just pixel perfect. That whole Flutter-Luis interaction between the A site is ideal. And I talked about in the 2-man hold. between Flutter and Luis over for the A side. What I didn't mention, but is implied by that, is that leaves 3 players wide open. They've covered the middle of the map and the A side of the map with just 2 players, which means that you have 3 players. The remaining half of their team has nothing to do except watch the B side. And that is so powerful. And they don't actually devote 3 players to watching B. They have 2 players on B, and then the 3rd player rotates free roams. And that's like perfect. The fact that they have optimized that map to the degree where they can hold the middle of the map and the A side with just 2 players is insane. And it's one of the things that makes totality almost unbeatable on shooting range.
You said that Space Station Gaming were the ones that took them the closest, right?
Yes.
Is that a fair assessment? So, given that, was there anything that they were able to pull off to counter this sort of strategy that comes in from Team Totality? Is there anything that Machine Gun Nest, had they gone through those VODs, had they looked at that tournament, could pick up, take away, and learn that they can now apply coming into the second match?
Let's take a specific example, that A-side hold that I'm gushing about. The way Space Station Gaming were able to take A-side on shooting range was a ton of grenades, a literal, like, the sky goes black with arrows type situation, but with grenades. And then some of those grenades are smokes. And they found that if they smoked the very back of that A site, cutting off Flutter's rotate, then they only had to dig Luis out of trailer. And if they're able to get Luis, dig him out of trailer, cut off Flutter, that's an A site that is entirely viable to take. So it's very, very good utility usage and coordinated site takes that separates the teams that are playing at the level Totality are, the level Space Station are, and the teams that are still getting there.
Machine Gun Nest have the opportunity to get there now that they're on raid.
Mm-hmm. This will
Target
be
is 10 once again.
potentially our final game of the evening.
Remember that this is Totality's home map. They can come out. All kinds of strategies that we've seen them display so far today, but they have not been challenged yet. Team Instinct did the best job, or Instinct Esports rather, did the best job of taking them down to the wire. I want to see a similar level of fight out of Gun Esports already. Looks like that's happening. Tectonic and Blue Ice have been taken down. Vitally has the bomb. Going for the B plant.
They have a good deal here. Sure, it's 4v2, but they have the bomb planted towards this window room. So if they can get Luis, and they do, they get him out, then they can just play for the reset. Problem is, there's a backstab. Wub Z-Dub right here in the back lines.
Time's almost up.
Vitally going to be able to find the kill. 1 versus 1 now. Vitally versus Cutie. Cutie's going to look for this. Vitally looking for the angle. Will find it. Down to a little bit below half. Cutie still full health. The angle a little bit more. Vitally just gets wall banged.
He doesn't have time. He doesn't have time. He can't find it. That's heartbreaking.
Oh, no.
Goodbye, QC.
Oh.
It takes 5 seconds, and the second I looked at him, and there were 10 seconds on the clock, and he was looking around, there was no way he finds that in time. The panic had set in. It was too late.
That hurts. That hurts. That was such a clean round from Machine Gun Nest. That's the best round they've had so far.
Shout out to Flutter randomly killing people through walls. That's the worst thing to be on the receiving end of.
Now, 2 down, 3 down. Golden Sky Dragon and Leon going to be here stuck on the defense, but Vitally just going for that quick plant. This is something we've seen Team Totality do every time they're on offense. They go for these really, really quick plants.
Yeah. And there are a couple teams that forced them to slow down. Space Station Gaming was the only one that did it consistently. But their basic theory is, hey, if our set strat works, if we can just execute the same quick plan on the same site every time and it works, why change it up?
Right.
The answer to any specific strat, if somebody runs it multiple times, ideally you have systems that beat it, but if somebody's just running the same hit, just figure out what works against it in-game. Literally counter-strat it in-game.
Well, we've got another round to put in. This is the 3rd round so far. They will be able to find another one. Tectonic and Blue Ice. Last one standing here. Now just down to Tectonic. 1v4 clutch. Might be too much even for him. Might be able to find the shot.
Oh my God, Lord help me. Those are my thoughts on that shot. So the counter strat that worked, the counter strat in game that worked was they got Golden Sky Dragon into the window sniper's nest, and he was landing the shots.
So now they do have to mix up their strategy a little bit more here, but they're just gonna rush A instead.
Yeah.
So cool. Just rushing a different point at this point. Now Blue Ice will get the plant. A few seconds. He's looking for it at least. Smoke defensively. No one's going to be able to defend that angle. Playing up very forward. The 98 now in a 1 versus 4 situation. Don't think he's going to find success with this one.
So I was actually very surprised to see. I was actually very, very surprised to see the B site hit coming out. And I think it may have been just like practicing. Because Totality's A site hit is perfect. As close to perfect as a hit comes. Their A site on shooting range is fascinating on defense, but their attack isn't good. Their A site on raid for the attack hit is perfect.
We're going
Watch
for it
this.
once again.
So quick rush through pool. They're going to smoke that terrace to block out the sniper. Then they're going to run right into the site and throw one smoke to cut off the choke while a couple people go round terrace and come on the flank for the defenders.
Oh, beautiful frag there from Vitally. Luis is up front too. They're going to find another one.
How do you
This is-
defend against that? Isn't that just like the perfect take? Because if you have people pushing in to try and defend on site itself, the terrace flankers get you. If you have people initially holding in terrace, if you have people initially landing the snipers from the sniper window, they get smoked off and then rushed down. The only thing I saw work was holding them by fighting in pool itself, playing very far forward.
There might be attempts at doing this, but this isn't far forward enough. They're just forward to the A point. They might off the back line. They took down Flutter already, but lose too many in the process. The 98 rather, and Wub Wub, the only two surviving. There's the A plant. But look at the kill. They do. They frag it. Was the plant stopped? Looks
I
like
think
it.
so. Bomb's not down.
Tectonic, last one up.
They got overconfident. Like, Luis was on the point. He did the terrace flank. He was out over towards the spawn. He just kept running.
Oh, beautiful frag from Tectonic. Going to take out the 98 now. Wub Wub needs to find the flank himself. Minute remaining, so there's plenty of time for Tectonic. He's just looking for the kill rather than the plant. Plant opens you up to so many opportunities for the kill. But Tectonic might be able to find it. He goes prone, but he can't get the gunshots out.
What was that? Okay. Well, we all have off moments. Anyway, that A side take was perfect, but Luis and a couple others overextended. It's not all Luis's fault, but they run up to the terrace to go forward and fight, and then they keep overextending. They keep pushing forward as if they can shove more. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. They got too far forward, then they got cut off, and then they fell down. So they switched
Fair
things
enough,
up,
TJ.
go back to the B site, and this should be an easy round.
Should be 40 seconds remaining. The smoke's already out defensively. Grenade going to go through, but they don't really need it at that point. Wub Wub will get one shot off, but not going to find any more after that.
So I have the stream up on my second monitor, so I was watching that last round again on delay, and I was trying to work out what happened in the final 1v1. One of two things. There's a bug that happens where sometimes your gun doesn't reload, and I'm hoping it's not that. And also, he may have just forgotten to reload. So one of those two things happened, and he had no bullets in his gun when he hit the button.
That's rough. That's really rough. But only lost them one round, and so far they seem to be making up for it in spades. Vitally now has the bomb. It's the slowest plant we've seen so far, but it's still pretty damn quick, and Leon's having a whole lot of trouble. He's going to have to push this 1 versus 3 and gets taken down there by Blue Ice right to the face. 6-2 now in favor of Team Totality. They are just making quick work of this round. This is the final. So I want to see Machine Gun Nest come into it with some more strategies, but when suddenly becomes unpredictable what they're going to do.
Watch this. Watch this from Luis. So this is their B hit. Oh my God, they didn't get it. They've been counter-stratted. So Luis has run that same route every single time to cut off Cutie, who's typically playing up close. That's the standard place to hold on the B site, is very, very close. Cutie moves back to counter strat. He's now playing at the very far back of this site, and it works till Tectonic hits a flank.
Tectonic absolutely dominant so far. It will go down, but they don't need it. The ace. 7-2.
I'm fascinated because this is like the beginnings of a solid B hit strat that we're starting to see from Totality, and because their A hit on this map is so bloody perfect, I want to see what their B hit looks like. We swap sides though. No more set strats coming out from Totality. Instead, they're on the defense. Watch their snipers at Terrace on this round at Window Room over on the B side.
Seem to be running flutter there. Snipe. But they don't seem to need it either. They've just rushed in and found one, found two, found three. Wub Wub and Cutie, the last one standing. There goes Wub Wub. Cutie now stuck in a 1 versus 5. There's no way to come back from this in this round. Genuinely think you.
It's called Mobile. Never say never. But
That's true.
You're right. Especially versus a team this good, it's just never going to give you those 1v1s. Like there, Vitally is just playing that perfectly. It's an easy trade frag. That's how you close 1vx situations. So many teams, especially the ones playing into Totality, keep just like running off on their own and hunting for the player. Stay as a group, make sure that they can get 1 kill, but they won't get 2. What I wanted to draw your attention to is kind of the anchor points of this map. Watch how Flutter and Tectonic play. Typically with the sniper rifles, the Tectonic switched off just for the map control.
Should be able to find this. That was so clean. They just flanked around the courtyard as soon as machine gun nests were running through it and just absolutely destroyed everyone.
Yeah, and called out at the start of the round that Tectonic had switched off his usual sniper rifle. The reason for that, they wanted to speed down the middle of the map. I don't know how or why, but the same rounds that Machine Gun decided they want a little bit more mid control, Totality decided they want to rush mid.
Now it's the last point, potentially. If Team Totality get this point, at the end of the game, at the end of the tournament, at the end of the round, they win it all.
Bomb heading
Machine gun
towards
nests
A.
have to make their last stand.
Bomb heading towards A, but it's all alone. This is Leon, all alone, and Flutter's fragged him. That's the game.
Wub Wub, easy dub. 1 versus 5. There's not a whole lot you can do, my friend. Team Totality's after you. They get the kill. They get the win. You have your winners of the Premier Gaming Call of Duty Mobile tournament presented by Tournament Kings. And it is going to be Team Totality with a quick 2-0 over Machine Gun Nest.
Big congratulations to Team Totality. They deserve it. I'd just like to say that was one of the cleanest games of COD Mobile I've seen yet from Totality. They keep getting better.
It's terrifying. It's genuinely terrifying, TJ.
Yeah, and their other matches have been, like, closer, where you're just like, oh, this team's, like, really, really good and trading them out frag for frag. But what was really interesting, that game was I kept seeing them pull out new strats. I kept seeing things I've never seen from that team before. And I've casted them twice in other tournaments, and I've watched them 2 other times. So, over the course of 4 tournaments, I've seen most of their strats. I'm able to call, like, their A hit on that map as it comes out. So the fact that they're, like, doing new stuff is really cool to me, because that shows a continued evolution.
And it's one that teams are going to have so much trouble keeping up with as well, because they're not just... A lot of times teams at the top will tend to stagnate. Like you say, it's about that continued evolution, because if you ever stop evolving, there will be someone to catch up with you. There will be someone who figures out a strat, figures out the counters to your strats, then develops one more.
Yeah.
If you're not constantly on top of your game, you're going to get usurped, but they're going to stay on top of the throne for the time being, because Team Totality looked damn near unbeatable.
And I'd like to do a call out here. This is what's known as a subtweet IRL. Many people may know me as one of the faces of the Arena of Valor esports scene. I casted most of their World Finals. I think I casted all of their World Finals, actually, and all but one of their live events. I was casting all their games. There was an attitude, especially in the North American scene, but I won't lie to you, generally in the Western scene, where the top teams always stopped practicing. Not because Arena of Valor was an easy game, there's a lot of depth and complexity there, but the top teams were always good enough on a raw mechanical level that they would get to a point and just say, okay, we've done it. We are the best team in Europe right now, and that's good enough for us. And then they'd go to international events, and they'd get bodied, and then they'd come home, and their fans would all be upset, and they'd say, oh, there's just no way we're up to par with these international teams. I spoke to the international teams. I chatted with the Thai AOV players. They didn't stop practicing when they were on top. That was when they practiced harder because they had something to prove. And I really am enjoying, as I said earlier, that I'm seeing new things from Team Totality, and that I'm seeing Totality demonstrate their willingness, now that they're on top, to double down and keep improving. That's very exciting.
And because they're the dominant team.
And I hope that continues, not just for Totality, but one day when someone beats them, I hope that team carries with them the same spirit. Because that's how you forge lasting competition in a scene.
It'll have to be. Because we're seeing this so soon, so early on with the most dominant team. To beat them, you yourself have to have that attitude. Then once you get there, if you want to stay ahead of them, you have to keep practicing.
Hopefully. Thank you so much for watching tonight. My name has been TJ, joined by Niberia. Big shout out to Jury over at Premier Gaming, who has run this tournament, of course presented by Tournament Kings as well, who automated much of it and provided a giant slice of that $1,000 prize pool. Congratulations to Team Totality, who did come out on top tonight. You guys definitely deserve it, and I can't wait to see more. I think that just about wraps us up. You can join the Discord, of course, if you would like to play in the future tournaments. We will have more in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you come around.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet.